It is 6:01 at the MJ Morning Show here on a Thursday morning. Hello, everybody. MJ, Fester, Michelle. Hey, Fester, I'm a little disappointed that you didn't mention the situation with your wife yesterday morning. Why wouldn't you bring that? Why do I have to find out about this late last night?
Too soon. Too soon. I didn't have all the information to give you at that time. Too soon. When I had all the information, I was ready to share it with you. However,
But you shared it with my wife.
well, I trust her more than I trust you.
Off the air, you shared it with Michelle.
Michelle is my legal counsel. Michelle is my legal advisor. She's not my counsel.
All right, so folks,
She's
welcome
my
to the
advisor.
program here, MJ Broadcast, and here's what I found out. And Michelle didn't even tell me that. Why didn't you tell me this on the way home?
Client
Hold on.
confidentiality.
Client
Yeah.
confidentiality. So it turns out that Fester's wife, Allison, was rear-ended by an Uber driver on Tuesday night, right?
Yeah, Tuesday night, yeah.
What time was it Tuesday night?
Like 8:45, like right before the lightning puck drop. Like 8:40.
Holy crap. So now I have the information. This happened, in downtown Tampa?
In downtown, yeah.
8:45 at night, downtown Tampa, Tuesday night. And Allison was rear-ended, driving her Tesla Model Y.
Yep.
And I always ask, why? Why me? Why did the Uber drive? Why me? Did she say that like Nancy Kerrigan?
Yeah, she probably did. She was probably just like this. She's, why is this happening?
All right, so we got to get to the bottom of this. And there are just a bunch of details. And there are interesting elements, like the guy's in the country on a work permit, and his driver license in Florida says temporary license on it, but he's driving for Uber.
That might be the case.
And then clocks your wife. I mean, just rams her rear end. And, well, let me tell you what I've got lined up. 8:30 or so, going to call Stacy Kemp from the Kemp Law Group. Remember, accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. Kemp Law, big sponsor on the MJ Morning Show. In fact, big sponsor on Q105. Kemp Law has the studio naming rights. You know, you'll hear, the IDs from the Kemp Law Group studios, WRBQ, you'll hear that every hour. So Stacy Kemp, the founder and principal of the Kemp Law Group, is going to join us around 8:30 so Fester can kind of get the lowdown. Where should they go from here? Now, Fester's wife is hospitalized in a coma right now.
All right. Yeah, she doesn't recognize anybody. She's not talking.
Well, if she's in a coma, of course she doesn't recognize anybody.
That's a good point.
Uh,
No, she's not in a coma.
No, she's not.
She's
But her neck is getting sore, and her back is all out of whack.
She doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
She's
She's vomiting profusely.
I mean, I can tell you in the last 30 hours
Yeah.
since the accident,
Yep.
there has been a severe lack of consortium.
Lack of consortium. That's
Yeah.
a word that Fester learned from me.
Yes.
And you recorded your wife on your cell phone last night, right? And
yeah.
this is audio from that? Yeah, she's nauseous and throwing up.
So
All kidding aside.
it's a pretty serious situation.
Yeah. Listen, I get paid to make jokes and stuff. But here's the deal. 8:30, Stacy Kemp, Kemp Law Group. She'll join us. Fester, you can roll out all the details. And where should you go from here? And, when I was talking to Stacy last night to set this up, she was asking a lot of interesting questions like, was the driver driving for Uber at the time? And your wife confirmed there was a passenger in the back of the Uber that after the accident got out of the car, just started hoofing it, decided not to continue on the Uber ride.
The passenger spoke with my wife for a little bit, and there was admittedly at the scene, there was a language barrier between the driver and my wife, and the passenger who was in this car communicated with my wife, very easily. And eventually you hear them say...
Why would the communication be difficult?
Well, because
you just said the passenger communicated very easily.
Because they spoke clear English.
Because he
and
just
the
said that
driver spoke no English. There was
Right,
a
he just
language
said that
barrier.
the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's explaining that.
There
The
was,
driver.
there was no communication. Everybody spoke
So
English.
the driver spoke no English?
No. Maybe very...
Wow.
Maybe the slightest of broken English.
The slightest of broken English. All right. So we'll get the whole story. And Stacy
He
Kemp...
understood policia, which is
Policia.
apparently the one word my wife knows in Spanish.
Or he would have understood, woo, 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 and then twirling your finger like a revolving light.
Now, he might have thought it was a fiesta. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to listen. And I don't know his situation. all I know is what I've done in research in the last day, which I've learned a lot since
Yeah.
yesterday's show.
Yep.
And if I would have come to you yesterday, you would have had a million questions, and my answers would have been, I don't know. And then you would have been like, how do you not know? So I at least did the research and found a lot of stuff out, and I could at least answer your questions.
And she took her car to an auto body shop yesterday. Well, first of all, she called Tesla, right?
She called Tesla.
And said, hey, I just got rear-ended in my Tesla. Can you send Elon over to give me an estimate?
And Elon actually fired that person.
Yeah.
So
They got doged.
They got doged.
They got doged.
So, no, Tesla was...
Too many people answering the phones.
Listen, the Tesla dealership is very familiar with their cars getting into little crack-em-ups. And we've used a body shop before for this car.
Well, that's an odd thing. The Tesla dealership is very familiar with their cars getting into crack-me-ups or crack-em-ups.
There's like
What does that mean?
There's like a billion. I saw. You ever see on like YouTube the fail army page, and all it is just like cut videos of people getting into car accidents or fat people falling or kids getting.
Listen, I've seen
Right.
I've seen similar things. I'm sure.
Like 3 nights ago,
Right.
Maybe the night of the accident,
Right.
We watched a video called "Worst Tesla Accidents Don't Tell Elon." And it was like 40 minutes of every car.
Hold on. This was when?
Maybe it was the night of the accident. Like she was home like at 6:30.
So you before the accident?
Yeah.
Hold on. This is
Maybe.
like a. Hold on. What do you mean?
I'm
Maybe?
trying to think. We watched it like a couple days ago. I'm trying to place everything. I don't
That's
remember exactly.
important. Did you watch because that's like a premonition. If you guys are watching YouTube Tesla accidents or the worst of Tesla issues, and then you're watching at 6:30, and then she leaves the house and she's in downtown Tampa at 8:45 and gets rear-ended by an Uber in her Tesla.
We weren't specifically searching Tesla accidents. We were watching Fail Army, which is one of our favorite channels.
Dude, this is important. Were you watching the accidents with Teslas? Were you watching it the same night that she got rear-ended? That's important to know.
It must have been Tuesday night. Yeah.
All right, well, that's interesting. That's a weird premonition. All right, so we'll get to the legal bottom of Fester's wife's issue and how much damage. So she took the car to an auto body place that Tesla recommended?
Admittedly, the body damage is more monetary than like her whole back isn't crunched in or anything.
Well, there are two different bodies here. There's your wife's body, but then there's the body of the car. So I'm talking about the body of the car.
I'll talk about the one I have to pay for every month, which is both of them, actually.
You sound confused this morning. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. So the estimate was like $4,000.
Wow.
They're gonna have to replace the entire back.
And this was a deal where
uppy downy door.
This is a deal where the hidden damage was not as obvious. Meaning, the outward damage of the bumper, it didn't look as bad as what was hidden behind the bumper.
The bumper looks untouched,
right?
And the sensors work. And the fight was the big disagreement at the scene after the tap that led to all this was there's no damage on the bumper. You would look at your bumper naturally. The damage wasn't on the bumper; it was on the door.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
we didn't see it until he backed away, and eventually was released by the police that responded eventually.
All right. So we'll get. Maybe we'll get your wife on the phone, but we'll get Stacy Kemp on about 8:30, and we'll find out how Fester and his wife should proceed after an Uber driver clocks her, rear ends her. What was this guy doing? What was he? Why was he following so close? And I mean, 8:45 at night in downtown Tampa doesn't seem like there's a hell of a lot of traffic.
No, it was a busy time. The Lightning game was going down. A lot of Uber was
No, but you're in the Lightning game was just getting ready to start. So
yeah, but people are. It's not the busiest time, but still, there's a lot of people in downtown.
Oh, I wonder if the Uber driver was taking someone to the Lightning game.
Yes.
All right, hang on.
Yes. Hello. Yes.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. There are other people that could be in an Uber in downtown Tampa.
Yeah, he's not dropping them off at Hat Tricks.
Yes.
How do I know? Maybe they were. All right, hang on. Just getting rolling. It's a busy Thursday show on the MJ Morning Broadcast. Traffic's on. Let's grab Schreiner with the latest, and we're back in minutes.
We have a disabled vehicle on I-75.
MJ and the crew at 6:22. All right, right away. I don't want to delay this. Just right to the point here, folks. Does Fester have this Aldi item in his fridge? The reason why I ask is because I believe Aldi is Fester's favorite supermarket. Is that correct?
You know what? I have each supermarket in its own place. Like Aldi is for staples. Publix is for more specific things.
You categorize. You have a mental categorization of markets. So you've compartmentalized. So for certain things, you go to certain stores for.
Like sugar, flour, milk, cottage cheese, those kind of things.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters where I buy it from.
Okay.
Right? So I'll buy that kind of stuff.
Wait, so you don't care about brand?
No, I don't care about brand.
You don't think that sometimes some of the brand names are better than some generic?
Not at 3 or 4 times the cost. And honestly,
All right.
most things I make, I put into something.
All right, so you
So,
go to,
you know, I'm not,
hold on. You go to Aldi for what?
first of all,
What bin is that one in?
their cookie selection is on point, and their chip selection is fantastic.
But they're not brand names.
They have their own label.
So it's like Trader Joe's where they
Yeah.
have their own.
Well, Aldi and Trader Joe's were brothers,
I know that.
Okay.
I'm the one that told you that.
but it's a lot of the same.
Hey, hold on. You're trying to teach me what I already taught you?
Other people have taught me this too, you know.
All right.
I mean, you're not the only time. I've heard this somewhere else.
Oh, a lot of people don't know this, but yeah, Trader Joe and the Aldi founder, they worked together. They had a fight or they had a disagreement in business philosophy,
I think the difference was over cigarettes.
and I think you might be right.
Yeah.
They split, seriously.
Yeah.
So one brother kept Trader Joe's, and then the other brother said, screw you, F off, I'm out of here, and he started Aldi.
You know, like cheese or shredded cheese or sliced cheese or brick cheese. Aldi has the same exact stuff. As far as so I buy a lot of staples at Aldi.
But no, that's not true.
Okay.
Because if you want a Palio, or if you want a Sargento cheese, or if you want, they're not going to have the brand.
No,
but
I don't care.
There's
I don't care.
but there's
I'll
a
buy mozzarella cheese and put it in a lasagna dish, and I'll never know if it's Palio, ricotta, or if it's
Well, ricotta is not a brand. Ricotta is a type of cheese.
right. But if it's Palio brand ricotta, or if it's
listen, I'm going to tell you right now that, for instance, for ricotta, or as many Italians say, ricotta, for ricotta cheese, Palio ricotta cheese is much better than Galbani, for instance.
okay, great. And you know what? For like
If you like ricotta, I listen. I come to me for any ricotta reviews and critiques. The Palio ricotta is much better than Galbani.
Okay.
Galbani makes a good mozzarella. Galbani makes other good cheese. Anyway,
All right, what are we doing? I mean, listen. So Aldi, I go to Aldi for the staples. If I need something specific, I usually buy it at Publix.
I just want to make sure this is not in your fridge.
What do we got? Don't tell me it's a health food because I can answer that question right now. No.
16-ounce refrigerated tray packages of the Mexican-inspired pork products sold at Aldi. Sounds like you'd have a Mexican-inspired pork product in a 16-ounce refrigerated sleeve tray package. And
It's not taquitos, is it?
Nope.
It's not the enchiladas, is it?
No, pork carnitas. Do you have those? Yeah, those have been flagged on April 19th. They flagged these because of potential foreign object contamination, like shards of metal.
Oh, no.
That's lovely. Yeah, so according to the Food and Safety Inspection Service, that's the FSIS, the FSIS, they say that there might be metal fragments inside the pork carnitas. How do you know if there are metal fragments?
There's only one way to find out.
Grab a kid's magnet and then run through your carnitas. No, I have no idea. But it depends if it's a ferrous metal. If it's like aluminum, then it's not going to, be attracted to the magnet. If you got chunks of, like steel or iron, then that will. And then, hold on. This is like a little mini food segment here on the MJ Morning Show. This caught my attention. Does Chloe have the Aura ring? Does she have the Aura, the ring that she got from her
Yes.
boyfriend as a gift?
I do not believe it is the Aura brand.
Yeah, it's like a different brand, but it does like the same thing. We had her on about it once before.
Yeah, so Chloe's boyfriend, was it for her birthday
No.
or what was it? Oh, it was their 3.5-month anniversary. What was it?
Christmas.
Oh, it was Christmas. All right.
Yes.
So Chloe's boyfriend Chet got her one of those smart rings.
Right.
It wasn't the Aura, but I think the Aura is the one that people know the best, just because of marketing or whatever.
Yeah.
So this person is wearing an Aura ring, and they ordered one of the new Domino's stuffed crust pizzas, and you're not going to believe what happened with the Aura ring. Now, I've been seeing the commercials on TV that Domino's has a new stuffed crust pizza. I'm going to tell you right now, I will not be a customer. And, the whole marketing campaign is everybody thought that Domino's already had a stuffed crust pizza, but consumers were confusing that with other pizza chains, like I think Papa John's or
Pizza Hut has the stuffed crust.
Pizza Hut or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Domino's never had a stuffed crust. Let me tell you right now, how about all these companies quit trying to come up with ways to F up pizza? How about you just make a good pizza and stop jamming crap in the crust? How about you just have a great dough and no pretzel dough?
Have you never had a stuffed crust pizza?
Garlic dipper buckets for your pizza. I mean, how about I don't want a stuffed crust. I want a good, solid. Yeah.
Some people do.
Yeah, okay.
Well, guess what? A lot of America loves crappy ass pizza too.
Yes.
Okay.
If we
so you agree with that statement?
If we came up with a new flag for this country, there should be like a crappy ass pizza on it. Because if it's like a $9.99 pizza, it's gonna sell a ton.
Yeah, that is so disturbing to me that the high percentage of citizenry in the United States that they don't know what good pizza is. I mean, the amount of lousy pizza in this country is it's startling. All right, let me tell you the story with the Aura ring.
Please.
A customer was attracted to the new advertisements of the new Domino's stuffed crust pizza.
It does look good.
But it apparently put the Aura ring into a tizzy.
Why?
According to her Aura ring, she showed major signs of strain. Listen to this. An Aura ring is a wearable smart ring. It tracks the wearer's health and well-being. The ring has a 98.4% accuracy rating. Customers have claimed that it accurately predicted illness and even pregnancies. In the Aura Ring subreddit group online on Reddit, a Redditor posted a screenshot of their biometrics pulled from the Aura Ring. The Redditor's body exhibited no signs of strain at the beginning of the week. However, on the day the photo was posted, their body showed major signs of strain with an increase of 18.9 breaths per minute. And the Redditor believes that it was the Domino's stuffed crust pizza that caused their body to go into some kind of an unnatural state.
Hold on. Have you never eaten so much pizza that you breathe heavy?
No, that's not a side effect of eating pizza.
Okay, not one slice.
Right.
Or two.
Are you thinking because of your weight and girth that just you walking, you have like a labored breath?
No, I'm thinking if you down an entire pizza.
Yeah.
Or half a pizza.
It would make me. My stomach would.
stop.
My stomach would feel full. I wouldn't have a breathing problem.
Okay, then you haven't eaten enough.
Right. This pizza here is so like doughy and dense and full.
Dense.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you're going to eat half of it or whatever it is that Fester's suggesting. You know what? It will make you, I think.
Michelle, what are you talking about?
You're talking about just you. This person's built completely
All
differently.
right, so wait a minute. So you're saying that you eat the pizza, it's so dense that you're so packed and you become heavier that you're more labored, like walking upstairs?
Yes.
I would make the argument that every food that there is an amount. There's an amount that you can eat where you will change your breathing if you take one more bite.
What about broccoli?
Keep eating it.
Oh, you got some air coming out the back end with that. All right, so listen to this. The Redditor says that they believe that the Domino's stuffed crust pizza is the culprit. I tried Domino's stuffed crust last night. Never again.
Okay. So is this a slam piece on Domino because of some Redditor?
I don't know. It seems that way, that they tried the new stuffed crust pizza, and then their Aura Ring, the health notifications on their Aura Ring went all ballistic, and making all kinds of, oh my God, Aura, problem,
All
die,
right.
die.
This is fake news, by the way.
What do you
This
mean?
whole thing, because the whole thing's based off of a Redditor comment. Listen, sometimes some of my favorite activities I do when I'm breathing a little heavy. All right? I'm just saying. I'm breathing a little heavy. Some of my favorite things are involved.
Just out of curiosity,
Some of my top 3 choices off the menu are when I breathe a little heavy.
we got to do this quickly here, because I don't have a lot of time. Anybody listening, have you had any health alerts from your Aura? I'm asking for something very specific. First of all, are there any listeners right now that are listening that have the Aura Ring? So if you have an Aura Ring, have you eaten anything that has put your ring into a tizzy? All right. 800-990-1047. I bet you we get no calls on this, but I'm gonna give it a shot. It's 6:33 in the morning. 800-990-1047. Quickly, hurry up, because I'm already running late here. 800-990-1047. So if you have an Aura Ring and something you've eaten has noticeably caused your Aura Ring to spaz out, like, call us. I want to hear your story. 800-990-1047. I tell you what, I'm going to go into the break because we have Morons in the News set up next. And if we do get calls, I'll take the calls right after the break before we do the Morons. How about that? All right? And it's a very specific request. So I don't even know if we're going to get any calls on that. I could ask for somebody that was run over by a Zamboni. I'd probably get more calls. All right, 800-990-1047. Morons in the News next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, Stacy. 6:30 in the morning, there were not a lot of listeners with the aura ring that went kaflooey after they ate certain foodstuffs. So that was kind of a bust, but certainly interesting item. I don't know if there's any correlation. All right, early morons of the news on the MJ Morning Show. If you're a teacher and you're going to hand out candy to kids in your class, how about you make sure that it's not like a THC-infused candy?
Yeah, you'd think you could go that one extra step.
Yeah, Buffalo, New York. A public school teacher has been placed on administrative leave after accidentally giving students THC edibles that he mistook for regular candy. Yeah, William J. Grabiars. I never heard of this.
Grabiars?
Yeah, G-R-A-B, grab, I-A-R-Z. Grabiars, right? Right?
Mr. Grabiars.
Yeah.
Passing out the marijuana gummies.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the name of the school. Yeah, so it's the Grabiars School, and the teacher, I don't have the name of the teacher, so I don't think the teacher was not named, but the school was the William J. Grabiars School of Excellence, and the teacher gave a couple of students marijuana-laced gummies, which looked like regular Sour Patch Kids.
All right, I'm looking at these gummies. They look identical. I could not tell the difference.
Well, remember, was it Florida or was it more of a national story? The candies, the marijuana-infused candies or the THC-infused candies that they even make the packaging look like brand-name candies. I'm trying to remember. I think Sour Patch might have been one of them. But the actual packages, the labeling, at quick glance, you thought it was like a brand name, well-known candy, but there was like look, Stony Patch.
It has a yellow background. It has
That's
the little
right.
figures in the in the gummy form.
But the colors, like the yellow and green, and the font chosen, it kind of looks like a
Sour Patch Kid.
like a Sour Patch Kid, but it's called Stony Patch because you eat the candies, you get stoned on THC. I mean, if you're a teacher, you ought to be able to read, the difference between Sour Patch and Stony Patch.
All right, so here's the Sour Patch.
Yeah, it's very similar. The packaging. I know that over the last couple of years that we've had several stories where there were THC products, edibles, that looked very similar to candies that we all know.
The same colors.
Deliberate, like very just similar. Well, the teacher's been put on leave. The teacher said he had no idea the candies contained any THC. Yeah, the students who were offered the candy during a swim class were taken to the hospital for evaluation. One of the students was 11. Oh, man.
I mean, what do you do for the kids? You just give them some Doritos and tell them to sleep it off? I mean, really?
Yeah.
This is pretty.
Yeah, the edibles were packaged like a typical bag of Sour Patch Kids with a very, very small note on the packaging that it contained 500 milligrams of THC. Typically, edibles disguised as marketable candies are meant to be broken up and shared as they contain a staggeringly high amount of THC. Nerd gummy ropes are a common tear and share. Is that what it's called, a tear and share?
I guess so. I mean, it's like a Twizzler, right?
No, like, you know how those fruit roll-ups?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think what it's probably referring to.
The teacher was placed on leave the same day. The district asserted that they're taking the situation very seriously. My question is, where did the teacher get the THC-infused Sour Patch lookalikes,
I mean, the teacher didn't go to, Wegmans in Buffalo and buy the THC gummies.
Well, also, is the teacher a regular consumer of marijuana edibles? I mean, did somebody give the teacher the Sour Patch lookalikes, which were really THC infused? Anyway, if you're going to give kids candy, just make sure that it's not going to get them stoned off their butts. How about that? I hate to call somebody that passed away a moron in the news.
Why? Morons die every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't have a problem with that.
A woman up in New York City has died because she went to an unlicensed surgeon to remove her butt implants. So the moral of the story is, if you have butt implants and for whatever reason you want them removed, make sure you go to an actual doctor that holds a medical license and not to, some dude's garage behind their row house in Flushing, Queens, okay? Yeah. 31-year-old Maria Peñalosa from Queens went into cardiac arrest, and she's died after just some unlicensed, not even a doctor, botched the procedure to remove her butt implants. That's terrible. Felipe Hoyos Foranda was arrested. Yeah. Performed the operation without a license to do so. Not in a medical facility.
No, he's in his garage.
Yeah, I think he was in his garage in Queens.
He had to back the van out to make room for all the stuff.
What the hell? Let me move the lawnmower out. Hang on a minute. Got to pull your things out of your butt. Yeah. Allegedly administered lidocaine via a syringe, and that caused her to go into cardiac arrest. Yeah, the victim was removed from this fake doc's home, taken to a local hospital, was intubated, had no brain activity. The doctor treating the victim at the hospital told prosecutors that her condition demonstrated signs of lidocaine toxicity and that she would not likely survive, and she did not. Dude was arrested. It's unbelievable.
Now, if he would have just had an anesthesiologist with him, right? I mean, the surgery probably would have gone fine.
So fake doctor and real anesthesiologist? Is that what you're suggesting?
That seems to be the part that,
But the stories
problem with.
The items that we've had, the stories we've had over the years of people that go to like fake dentists and they have like a dental setup in a third bedroom in their house or in their garage. I know we've had here in Florida, we've had like fake dentists that have like the equipment in their garage, or the people that'll go to a silicone butt injection party, and there have been stories where people have like silicone caulking that you use to seal up your windows, and people will go to someone and have that stuff injected into their butt. What's going on with that? Anyway, you want to stick on the medical front?
Sure.
It's time for things people put up their butts.
Oh,
It's one of my,
no.
it's one of my favorite segments.
Oh man.
Oh.
Some guy put a flashing kid's toy up his butt.
All right. Is this on video?
A man managed to get a large flashing kid's toy stuck up his butt, and the doctors at the hospital had to figure out a way to get it out. It was, a foreign body, obviously. It was a 6.5 centimeter diameter ball. It was a ball, had a transparent sphere with two cartoon faces on either side, and it contained a smaller ball, and I guess there's a liquid, and the thing lights up. It's like a rubbery plastic kid's.
Is it like a jelly ball that has like the LED in it?
Yeah,
that lights up?
exactly what it is.
Oh, that's actually one of the perfect things to put there because you can kind of shape it as you go.
We stop it.
What?
And,
Yeah, because it's squishy.
Fester.
an unnamed man, 62 years old, decided that, hey, look at this fun little kid's toy. I'm going to shove it up my butt.
Yeah.
And doctors had to figure out how to get it out. And to get the ball out, they came up with a plan. They placed the man under general anesthesia. I would imagine these were licensed doctors at the hospital and also anesthesiologists. And then they used a scalpel to get it on up in there and then pierce the elastic ball. All of the liquid inside the ball drained out. So this was a ball inside a ball with some kind of a liquid. So the inner ball floated in the outer ball, and then it had like LEDs. So when the ball was like bounced, the LEDs lit up. And the guy said, hey, this is a cute toy. Let me shove it up my butt.
Well, here's the thing. You can't see the LEDs lighting up when it's when it's in your butt.
Where's the fun of this?
I mean, unless you have like mirrors strategically placed everywhere, you
Gotta-
really can't see it.
Gotta light it up.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, you light me up. Oh, yeah, you light me up.
This song was actually about sticking LED devices up your butt. You don't know that, though, right? If you're feeling good, stick it up your butt. Oh, I'm feeling good.
Is there a show on A&E that...
Light it up.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Is there a show on A&E that features like crazy medical cases, like stuff people shove up their butt?
There was once.
Okay.
Of course, we just like to engage with our friend who is an ER doc and ask her all the. Whenever we see her, we're like, "What's the latest, craziest thing?"
Yeah. So we've talked about this on the air in the past. We've got a friend who's an ER doc, and that's kind of the running gag. Whenever we see our friend who's a woman, she's a female ER doc for many, many years, and that's the conversation starter. So, blank, I'm not going to use her name.
Please don't.
So, what's the latest thing you removed from someone's butt from the ER? And she's pulled out light bulbs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're like, how, why, not sure.
Oh, it's crazy crap. All right,
It's really an amazing part of the body.
six. Folks, don't shove stuff up. All right, do I need to really issue that warning here on the MJ Morning Show? All right, 6:53 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, are you aware of the latest incident and the issue with Nick Carter?
No.
Former Backstreet Boy Nick Carter, who we kind of were friendly with him back in the day, back in the mid-'90s. He used to pop into our old radio station quite a bit because he lived out in Riverview for years. He kind of grew up around here. Yeah, Nick Carter accused. Well, I'll give you the latest on Nick Carter. That whole family is like a mess. The brother Aaron.
There's a new reality show about the family.
Didn't the sister like ram the dad's BMW into a telephone pole like in the Keys or something? I mean, the whole family, all the kids are like messed up. All right, hang on a minute. We'll give you the latest on Nick Carter and a whole lot more next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. .01 at the MJ Morning Show. The 7 o'clock hours arrived. That means we are less than an hour away from the Cash Kitty. Had a $1,000 Q105 winner yesterday morning for the Cash Kitty. So 58 minutes from right now, we'll give you the next keyword. You text the word, and you could be notified within minutes that you've won $1,000. So Cash Kitty on the way at 8 o'clock here on the MJ Morning Show. So Nick Carter, who... Man, he used to hang out at our old radio station, you know, as the Backstreet Boys were coming up. And, of course, you had that Lou guy. What was it?
Lou Pearlman.
Yeah, Lou Pearlman was the dude who put these boy bands together. Then Lou got in trouble. He had some kind of a crazy, fraudulent pyramid scheme going. And didn't he bilk, like, a lot of people out of, like, tens or hundreds of millions of dollars and, like, their retirement funds were totally ripped off and squandered, and
because Lou was so hot putting these bands together. He's like, "Hey, I have an investment opportunity."
Yeah,
and people just threw money at him, and he took it all.
Yeah, Lou turned out to be a big fraud.
Wasn't he busted at like a restaurant in Thailand or something, just eating by himself in the corner?
You know, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think he fled the country. Was that right, Michelle?
He was arrested and apprehended in Bali, Indonesia.
Oh, in Bali.
Okay.
In Indonesia. Yeah, yeah, you're close. Thailand, Bali, same damn thing. And then he died in jail, right?
Yep.
He died in prison, like in 2011? 2016, yeah. All right, so here's the deal with Nick Carter. And let me tell you right now that our experience with Nick Carter was always fantastic. Friend of our radio station back in the day when we were employed over on Gandy in South Tampa. And, we always had, good relationship. But I stumbled across this gossip piece, page 6. Headline, 90s boy bander Nick Carter accused of sexually assaulting fourth woman, giving her STDs that led to cancer. What the? And she's filed a lawsuit. What the hell? A fourth woman has come forward accusing Nick Carter of sexual misconduct. A new lawsuit filed in Nevada. Woman named Laura Penley claims that the Backstreet Boys singer sexually assaulted her and gave her a sexually transmitted disease that led to cervical cancer. Nick Carter has vehemently denied the allegations. Penley alleges in court documents that she met Carter, now 45, in late 2004 when she was 19 years old. He was in his mid-20s. She claims in the lawsuit that they had a sexually intimate relationship and would see each other approximately every few weeks when she visited Los Angeles. The two allegedly had consensual sex multiple times. However, per the court documents, Carter allegedly refused to wear a condom insisting that he was clean of STDs. Penley further claims that she never had unprotected sex before meeting Nick Carter. According to the lawsuit, Penley went to see Carter at his Los Angeles apartment in early 2005. When she arrived, she allegedly told him that she did not want to have sex and just wanted to hang out. He allegedly told her no because the only reason she was there was to have sex.
Okay.
Listen, I got to be honest. If you're going over to a music star's house, going over to his apartment, I'm guessing that, if he's in his mid-20s, that's what he's looking for. I don't think he's looking for just a stimulating conversation and maybe share a fondue setup. I
mean, she has every right in the world to not want to be involved in that activity with him.
She alleges in the lawsuit that Carter then picked her up and forcefully assaulted her on his bed, despite her saying no several times. Claims there was no condom. The singer allegedly tried to silence Penley, telling her that no one would believe her if she came forward. A few months later, the boy band member allegedly apologized and asked to see her again. She claims in the lawsuit that he sexually assaulted her a second time after she agreed to meet with him. I don't know why you shouldn't have gone back.
Well, listen.
Listen, I'm not blaming the alleged victim here at all, but if you had one bad encounter, why would you go back? And also, it's a long time between the event and the lawsuit just being filed in the last week or so out in Nevada.
I want to believe, I want to hear every side to this story, but I don't know how you produce tangible evidence other than what you say.
She claims that Nick Carter infected her with various sexually transmitted diseases, including human papillomavirus, that's HPV, and that has been tied to cervical cancer. Yeah, she allegedly tested positive for chlamydia and gonorrhea in July of 2005. My God, that's quite a cocktail he's got going on there, huh?
So,
yeah.
Admittedly,
allegedly, yes.
Admittedly, I'm not terribly well versed in the field of STDs.
I would hope not.
Oh yeah, I mean, so HPV, if he gave that to somebody, he would still have it.
I think so.
I don't know. I'm asking.
I believe with HPV, you can carry it and not be symptomatic, right, or have any health problems, but you can pass it on, and somebody can develop, in this case, a female can get cervical cancer if you're a carrier and you pass it. Does that sound right to you, Michelle?
That sounds about right.
I have no idea if
I know that I know you're a lawyer, not a doctor, but
as far as the gonorrhea and chlamydia,
yes,
isn't there like a penicillin shot or something for that? I don't know.
For HPV?
No,
gonorrhea.
Is that like a lifelong disease? Is that like
no. Gonorrhea is curable. Gonorrhea is, I believe, it is penicillin for gonorrhea, isn't?
I think so. Because
gonorrhea is bacterial, not viral, right?
I remember seeing like a 1950s army video.
Can you look that up?
Don't bring more than souvenirs back from the war, boys. If you come back with gonorrhea, get your penicillin shot.
I think syphilis also, if you're taking like an antibiotic, it can help you not get it or something. And that's from a soap opera reference, by the way. So it's good to know that the three of us are not very, well versed in this area.
Michelle, can you look up gonorrhea? And is it bacterial? And then the penicillin, right? Antibiotic gets rid of gonorrhea. But hey, the Cheap Trick song, "Surrender." That song, if I'm not mistaken, is about a soldier going to war, and over in Asia, picked up some kind of a funky crotch problem, and his wang fell off.
Yeah, so gonorrhea it says it's caused by the bacterium, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonalicious.
Yeah.
No,
nothing
Nothing-licious.
No, but seriously, hey, Fester, go to Google. Go to Google quickly here. Cheap Trick, one of my favorite bands, and of course, Robin Zander, a local resident in Palm Harbor area. So, I thought he was Palm
I
Harbor.
thought it was Safety Harbor.
I thought it was Palm Harbor.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, so Cheap Trick, Surrender, Soldier. Type in Soldier.
S-O-L-D-I-E-R.
Penis fall off.
Penis.
Yeah, fall off, and then see what happens.
Surrender. Cheap Trick song.
Yeah, right here. I click. All right, hang on a minute. What is this? From I got it from Far Out Magazine. Hold on, Far Out Magazine. Cheap Trick, Surrender. The story. Hold on a minute. Surrender.
Dual word.
Yeah, here we go. In Surrender, the narrator's mother warns him about the girls he will meet in life and urges him to stay away from them because of the potential of venereal diseases. And she relays to him a rumor about a soldier's penis falling off as a result of some Indonesian junk that's going around. That's the line in the song. And in fact, I think the lyric was even more harsh. I thought I'd read years and years ago that the lyric was changed.
But to tone it down a little bit?
Yeah, I think they did actually tone it down just a little bit. But how many listeners did not know?
So in like the original song, it says
Nick Carter and the Backstreet Boys. They should have covered this.
Oh,
There should be a Backstreet Boys Nick Carter version of Indonesian junk and Wang falling off.
hold on. Back to Cheap Trick. The original line was "Soldier's penis falling off."
I believe. Well, it was.
And they took out the word penis, or did we edit it at Q105? I don't know what we would run down.
I'm telling you, if you look a little further, if you want to do some research, the original lyric, I believe, was a little harsher than just a soldier's falling off. But how many of you listening to the MJ Morning Show knew that fun fact? I feel like I should have a show on VH1 or something. You know, is VH1 still even on the air?
I don't know.
Hi, I'm Casey Kasem, and now we're going to talk about a soldier's penis falling off. Now back to the countdown. Seventh. Listen, I feel sorry for this young woman, but Nick Carter, just all kinds of issues. Aaron Carter his brother is like a total mess. I just think about some of these. I mean, Justin Bieber now is apparently some walking zombie, and I mean, what happens to these folks?
Yeah.
Price of fame, my friends.
Oh, did you see the rabies alert that came out from our vet, Michelle?
No, I did not.
Let me share this. Our
mutts all around South Tampa now have rabies.
Hang on, there's a rabies alert in Hillsborough County, and I actually got this earlier in the week. This was in my. I hope that my tardiness in sharing this rabies alert. I hope that I was not negligent in not disseminating this information immediately. Now this got stuck in a pile in my prep bag. So listen,
you could have saved a life.
Hey, well, I'm hoping that I didn't delay this alert and then cause any harm. No, but I got this from our vet. Rabies alert issued in Hillsborough County. Yeah, Florida Health rabies alert. People and domestic animals should always avoid physical contact with wild animals, blah, blah, blah. The rabies alert is for 60 days and includes the following boundaries in Hillsborough County. Northern boundary, West Linebaugh Avenue. Southern boundary, West Waters. Eastern boundary, Anderson Road. Western boundary, Wilski Boulevard. So, right, all like right off the Veterans Expressway up there somewhere, right?
So according to the Florida Department of Health in Hillsborough County, they had a stray cat.
Yeah.
That has since been...
By the way, it was doing the stray cat strut.
With
boom, 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 boom.
With rabies, apparently. So there's been one cat that was found in the Town and Country area off of 12 Oaks Boulevard in Hillsborough County earlier this month, hence the warning.
Yeah.
So they found one stray cat.
Yeah, with rabies, and it looked like it had just brushed their teeth, and there was all kinds of foam or something. I don't know. Just when you think of rabies, you just think of does that really happen? Do you really have the foaming mouth with rabies?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't remember Cujo.
Yeah.
It scarred me when I was younger.
Anyway, so just a heads up, our vet in South Tampa did an email blast with the rabies warning. So just a heads up.
Rabies does cause foaming of the mouth.
I know
because you can't swallow your saliva.
I know it causes foaming. I just, do you always see foaming?
I think that's probably after a while.
People and animals should always avoid physical contact with wild animals, i.e. raccoons, bats, foxes, skunks, otters, bobcats, and coyotes.
All right. The latest on this Minecraft movie, I found this disturbing.
What?
That some parents are defending their teens.
Yeah, I saw that.
As they destroy the theaters. Now, we've been dealing with this story kind of on and off for the last couple of weeks because Minecraft turned out to be a smash hit. The reviews from the critics were really horrific. But the movie is just, it's going to be a huge movie. It's already made a fortune. But some of the parents are defending their kids' behavior after they've destroyed the theaters.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Bottom line is, I've seen a lot of bad parenting. I mean, we've got some bad parenting in our neighborhood where, parents enable their kids to do certain things and even like justify or ratify their, terrible behavior. And, obviously the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But some parents are saying, boys will be boys. So you find it acceptable? And the actual destruction of the theaters, I mean, they're not, taking a firebomb and blowing the place up. I mean, they're not, ripping the sound deadening panels off the walls. What they're doing is they're throwing just mounds of popcorn all over the place.
They're wrecking the place.
Drinks are flying. It's just, it's a huge mess. And there are these trigger points in the movie where the audience, the kids know to react. So the kids are buying these massive, like $14 buckets of popcorn. And then at a certain point in the movie, there's like a trigger where it's like an old like Rocky Horror Picture Show audience involvement where everyone like stands on their seats and they fling and hurl drinks and popcorn all over the place. They're trashing it. And some of the parents are saying, boys will be boys.
Just a little bit of fun. Nobody's getting hurt.
I tell you what, let them do that in your freaking living room or in your house. How about that?
Right.
Yeah. Why don't you, this thing comes out on DVD or well, it's probably a little dated. This thing comes out on streaming, all right? All right. So, hey, why don't you have a watch party at your house when Minecraft is streaming on Netflix or wherever, or it's available to rent on Prime Video? How about you invite all your kids' friends over to the house and let them trash up your freaking place?
Can you think of currently open like a movie theater that's like you look at and you wonder how they're even in business? Like, remember there used to be like a couple of fledgling movie theaters?
You mean the standalones?
Yeah.
Like the 1 or 2 theater places and not the megaplex?
Why can't like a place like that show the Minecraft movie and just advertise it as destroy the place?
Or
and charge like triple the ticket price.
Or what are those the Rage Room? It's a Rage Room movie theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You show it on the wall and the kids just go nuts in there.
Yeah, you like start slashing the screen. It's like all tatters and everything.
Well, you know what? They should at least maybe try charge a little extra for the showing, right? Because if it's gonna cost them extra to take time to clean it up, they're not gonna be able to run as many screenings in the day.
You got to bring in a whole squadron of Molly maids to come clean up the theater. All right, 7:19 at the MJ Morning Show. 1 hour, 20 minutes of nonstop MJ is next. Hey, Michelle, I want to go over a little relationship list because when we get back, 4 questions to know if you're with the right person. I want you to answer these. And a psychologist, I have two individual things here. And if you say yes to these 4 questions, then your relationship is stronger than most. So I've got like a total of 8 questions.
Oh, it's too much in one day.
No, it's not. 8 questions regarding your relationship. And I want to see how it applies to Michelle and me. But how does it apply to you, the MJ Morning Show listener? So hang on. Oh, and the terrible mother stories coming up in just a bit. And do you know what a honey pack is? When it comes to dating, if somebody says, "Oh yeah, they just took a honey pack," do you know what that is? This. Wait till you hear this. All right, that and a whole lot more. Don't move. It's all next. MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Veterans Ford wants... Oh, this was supposed to be the day I was promised, and it's going to come and go. Another just flat-out lie. How much more can I take? All right, 7:28 at the MJ Morning Show. I'll explain what I'm rambling about in just a few minutes. Hey, Michelle, are you curious to see if we are compatible from a relationship standpoint?
I think we're pretty confident that we're compatible.
30 years.
Mm-hmm.
June, in a couple of months, it'll be 31 years.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Mm-mm.
And then
No.
we knew each other for, 7 years prior to marriage?
6. Mm-hmm.
6 years prior to whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so listen, I've got two different items here. And
Okay.
it has to do with relationships and psychology. And folks, if you're married or if you're engaged or you're in a serious relationship, go ahead and this is for all of us. I want to see how Michelle will answer these questions about me and our relationship. But this goes for everyone listening right now. So zero in on this and see how you jibe with this. So a psychologist who studies relationships has put together 4 questions. And if you answer yes to these 4 questions, your relationship is strong or stronger than most relationships on average. You ready for number 1, Michelle?
Sure.
If you weren't a couple, would you still be close friends?
I can say yes. Because we weren't really a couple, and then we were really good friends.
And then we became a couple.
Yes.
Yeah, but okay, hold on. They're talking about now.
I would have to say it's the same.
Oh, no way. My wife wouldn't want anything to do with me.
Don't pee on our
Really?
don't
No,
pee-
that's not true.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not true,
Oh, yeah.
Fester.
Don't pee on our campfire over
Listen,
here.
I'm peeing on everything.
Hey, well,
No.
obviously.
I think she would.
All right, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like who you are when you're around your partner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing well so far. All right. Number 3, if you knew that your partner will never change, would you still want to be with them?
Yeah. I think I have to say yes, because I think we've had this conversation. Like, I don't expect you to really change. Like, why would you get into a relationship if you expect a person to change?
Have I changed since you first met me, or do I exhibit a lot of the traits that
Yeah.
you saw early on?
You're pretty much the same. I mean, you've mellowed in some areas and
Yeah.
you've become more informed in some areas, but for the most part, your core personality is pretty much the same as when I met you.
Why are you mumbling and groaning over there, Fester, like you've got bowel problems?
How long has Michelle been married to you?
30 years.
We just said this
Hold on.
30 years ago,
so-
and
Yeah,
it's going
and
to be
how
30
long?
Of which I've been with you for maybe 25 of?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm sort of like your second wife.
So you're saying I'm married to a big fat hairy guy?
Yeah.
In some respects, yeah.
I mean, there are days you talk more to me than you do to her.
You're my work husband.
I'm just my work husband.
I got a bear.
But no, listen, and I will say,
isn't that the term for gay guys? If a guy's big and he's a hairy guy, don't they call him a bear?
you do know a lot about a lot. I tell you what, I tell everybody that.
Listen, I knew
knows a lot.
about the wang falling off in the Cheap Trick song. You know. All right, number 4. This is.
Yeah.
This is one of this. For whatever reason, I stumbled across 2 separate.
Am I passing so far?
Well,
Is he passing?
Number 4, when you have good news, is your partner the first person that you want to tell?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I agree with all these as well. We're on the same page. I'd let you answer, and I really didn't comment on how I felt in a reciprocal fashion, but I feel the same way. All right. So, folks, how did you do? Those that are listening, how did you do? If you're, listening, you're following along, and you're answering these questions as it's regarding your relationship. How did you do? All right, that's number 1. And then there's another set of questions here, and this is a whole separate.
Are they tougher? You're making me nervous now.
These might be some might be a little tougher. Number 1, and I'm curious about this. Number 1, can you share everything on your mind? Again, this is another set of 4 questions to know if you're with the right person. Number 1, can you share everything on your mind with me?
Yeah, I'd have to say yes, because I just don't feel like I could be with someone that I couldn't share everything with.
You don't have any private thoughts that you don't share with MJ?
Do you have any secrets? Do you have any deep, dark secrets that you've never told me? Are you saying you're a completely open book and there's nothing tucked away? There's no secret key in a lockbox somewhere that I don't know about?
No.
All right, let's say the neighbor hires a gardener, right? New guy. And he's really attractive. And you think to yourself, wow, that's a really attractive man. Do you go tell MJ, hey, have you seen the really attractive gardener that the Smith family hired?
What are you talking about?
That's what the question is. Do you share everything?
Oh, yeah, because Michelle's looking at our neighbor's lawn crew.
Listen, I got news for you.
All right.
Listen.
Oh, man, the way he's got that leaf blower in his hands. Oh,
Are you
man.
saying lawn crews are ugly?
He can look at that blower.
Yeah, look at that blower.
All right, number
What do you say?
2, are they kind?
Yes.
Am I kind?
You are kind.
Yeah, give me
You're kind to people around you. And from my observation,
Like,
you've always, you know what? When you started coming to my house and you interacted with my grandparents, right?
Yeah.
You were kind and entertaining, and you engaged with them, and probably guys before you maybe didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
the guy
I made
before-
a bigger impression on your because Michelle was kind of raised by her grandparents.
Well, for the last 6 years, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So I made the best impression on your grandparents over other guys that you were traipsing through your front door?
I wouldn't say better impression. You just, from my observation, right? Like how you engaged with my parents and my grandparents as you came through the house was a little different than anybody else.
Yeah,
And so
the guy immediately before you, his name was Cliff. And he comes walking in and he's like, yo, Michelle, who are these 2 old farts over here?
One of the guys before me drove a crotch rocket, right? Who was that guy? Who was that guy with the Hayabusa or whatever the hell it was?
Let's give him a name.
Yeah.
Let's make him real.
What was that guy's name?
Kevin.
Hey, Michelle, this is Kevin.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Any of your old boyfriends or guys you dated, have any of them ever tried to track you down since we've been together or married?
No, but remember when we were in New York, and I think it was during COVID, a friend that was in that circle of friends did track me down because he was going through some photos in his basement. And remember, we got the phone call when we were driving either to or from Florida, and we spoke briefly. And I remember who he was. He was like in our friend group, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember you were dating so and so." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and you were sitting next to me in the car, but it didn't matter. And you know what? He died.
He died?
Yeah,
The friend died or Kevin died?
the friend died. Yeah.
Why? How?
He was a snow, what do you call it? Like a snowplow guy, I think, like a truck driver up there in Pennsylvania.
A snowplow
and
driver.
He got out of the car to do something, and the truck, I think, ran him over.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
oh,
like 2 years later.
I do remember this now.
Yeah.
All right, so
See, I can tell you everything.
all
It doesn't like.
It's really the only way to go if you're a snowplow driver.
as we wrap this up, number 3.
Yeah.
Do they bring out the best in you? Do I bring out the best in you? Fester, will you
Fester,
stop,
what do you think?
will you stop groaning over there like you got heartburn and indigestion?
You make me look good.
Yeah.
Hold on.
How about that?
I make you. How's that? Explain it. How do I make you look good?
Well,
Just open
because you
your-
always look like a slob, so I always look good.
I wasn't even thinking the physical stuff. but
Great,
Yeah.
great,
Right?
great.
And you're sometimes socially inappropriate, and I'm not. I don't think I'm really hardly ever socially inappropriate, so I look good next to you.
So you look totally put together
Yeah,
next to me.
I look great.
If you're just tuning in, just questions to know if you're with the right person. And then the last one on this set, and this is it, then we're done. Can you imagine them as a parent to your children?
I don't think I could imagine you before we had kids, and even something you may or may not really know or remember is that when we first had kids, and then when they kind of got old enough where they could like go somewhere with you, it was sort of like you were like the babysitter. And the kids would kind of know, like, oh, are we allowed to do this with Dad? Like, is Dad going to know what to do? And I was like, well, I'm going to give him instructions. And they kind of knew that you were not the most responsible parent in the household.
Let me ask you a very pointed question. Were there times prior to kids when we were involved in relations where you said,
Okay.
I better not get pregnant because I don't know if he'll be a good father?
No, I never thought that.
Okay.
Now,
I mean, I knew you'd be a good dad. I just, there were moments. Okay, can we just tell this one story? So, MJ's at the gas station with Julian.
Yeah.
And I don't know why at age 4 you thought it was a good idea to try to teach him how to pump the gas. And, you come home reeking of gas. You're soaked in it. And Julian is so excited, and he's telling us how, Daddy, let me pump the gas. And you're like, and he squirted it all over me. And I'm picturing this at the gas
Because he
station.
pulled the nozzle out while it was filling and squeezed, and it went all over me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could have gone up like a torch.
Michelle,
Those are the kinds of
Yeah.
things you think about.
I'll tell you right now, Kevin would not have done that. Kevin would have been sure that his boy would have kept the nozzle in the car.
Maybe.
Man, folks, we had something happen on the show yesterday. The lightning winner. Fester, how many texts did you get from furious MJ Morning Show listeners that know your private cell number, which is 813-310-8444? That's Fester's not-so-secret cell phone number, 813-310-8444. How many texts now have you received?
Honestly, 70. I mean, this guy has caused such a reaction.
This guy lit it up yesterday.
I don't want to give out his last name again. What his name is? Tim, right?
Tim was the guy.
I mean, I don't want to make this guy traceable because people hate this guy.
Oh, no.
I feel so bad.
Please don't hate the guy. Yesterday morning, we gave away lightning tickets for tonight.
We were promoting it all day long.
Yeah.
We're super
So,
excited.
Game 2, round 1 of the NHL playoffs. We've got the Panthers and Bolts tonight again, Amalie Arena. The puck's going to drop at 6:30, a little earlier than on Tuesday night's game. So we gave away tickets yesterday, and this was in the 9 o'clock hour. We give away tickets to caller 50. And this is what happened live on the air when I took the winner. Tim, what are you doing tomorrow night at 6:30?
Hopefully going to the Jackets game.
The what?
The hockey game.
What are the Jackets? Do you know? Hold on. First of all,
what are you calling for?
What is the name of the Tampa hockey team? What are they called?
God, you gotta Tim, what did you?
Blues, something or other.
The Blues? What?
Okay, hold on.
Tim, what do you think you're calling the MJ Morning Show for?
I'm calling for some hockey tickets.
Right. And what is the name of the Tampa hockey team? All right. Wow.
This wasn't an act.
No.
He did not know the name of the team.
No. All right. Here's a second part of this phone call we took live to try to give tickets to the winner yesterday. Come on. You got to know the name of the Tampa hockey team. NHL.
The Blue Jackets?
No, the Blue Jackets are Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, that's where I'm from. That's why I say that.
Wait.
So you have no idea what the name of the Tampa Bay hockey team is named.
Yeah, give me a minute. I got to think about it. I'm old. I forget.
Oh, man. All right. So, man, this caused a firestorm. Andrew was taking phone calls. You know, the phone's still ringing, people trying to get in. And then he's answering phone calls from people. It's like, what the hell? What? I'm a fan. I've been a fan. Well, I want to go to the playoff game. And MJ gives the tickets to a guy couldn't even name the Lightning. At no point did I think he ever said the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I think we said it, and he agreed.
Oh,
with
yeah.
it.
So Andrew is just blitzed with just pissed off people saying, oh, my God. And then, Fester, you think you had 70 texts?
Now, in real time, because this happened like at 9:41 in the morning.
Can you share some of the texts you got?
Don't give this ass the tickets. This guy doesn't deserve the tickets. Who the bleep is this guy? Another guy thought it was just hysterical. He writes, I'm dying here. I can't believe this guy won, LOL. I was caller number 24. No way this guy deserves the tickets. This guy sucks. Hang up on him. Next caller, please. What about my son and husband who love the team and would do anything to go, and you're giving the tickets to this guy?
Well, folks, it's truth in advertising. I said caller 50. So Andrew is in the producer booth, and he's saying, MJ Morning Show, caller 1. MJ Morning Show, caller 2. MJ Morning Show, caller 3. So he takes it up to 49. So Andrew says in my ear, off the air, okay, I just took 49. So I look down and I see what the next line is that's ringing after Andrew just took 49. And this is honesty. This is truth and honesty and contesting.
It could have been anybody.
I took caller 50. I said caller 50. I took caller 50. And that just proves to you that this is an honest game here. There's nothing rigged. There's nothing pre-set up. I took caller 50, and caller 50 turned out to be a clod that couldn't even name the NHL team that plays here in Tampa that he's calling for the listen, if he's listening now, I mean clod in a very nice fashion.
The nicest way you can possibly mean the word clod is how we mean it to you, sir.
Thanks for demonstrating how kind you are by calling the winning listener a clod.
You know, Michelle,
is jackwagon better?
There's so many people who are very passionate right now. The Lightning have made the playoffs. This is a big deal. I mean, it's one thing to go to a regular season game, but it's a whole different energy to go to a playoff game. People love the team in this town, and there are thousands of listeners who would do anything to go.
Like, they sell out virtually every game.
Yeah.
And then this guy just like,
isn't our attendance record among the best in the entire Andrew, you know this crap. Isn't Lightning attendance among the best of all NHL teams in the country?
Hundreds of games in this streak of sellouts we've had.
Yeah. And it's just strong. Listen, don't shoot me. Don't shoot the Andrew. And they were cursing at Andrew. Andrew was getting like, what the F? What the F is wrong with MJ? What the F? You know.
So when we take a winner live on the air, Andrew has nothing to do with it except for the count up.
Right. Folks, if it demonstrates anything, the contests are real. When we say caller 50, I'm taking caller 50. We're not fudging it up. Anyway, so the Lightning tonight, the puck's going to drop at 6:30. Do you think that guy can even find the arena?
I mean, does he even know how to open the email to download his tickets? I mean, it's a couple of steps involved here.
Oh, but wait a second. In all fairness, and listen, Tim the winner, Tim the clueless winner, we love you. All right, so please just we're having a little fun at your expense, but listen, we don't hate you. But do you think does he know how to start his car?
I think he was in the car when he called us.
All right, I'm just. Do you think he's gonna go? Is he gonna know how to use the digital tickets that will get sent to him?
Andrew, do we have Tim's number? Andrew, do we have Tim's number?
Yeah.
Maybe we should call him tomorrow
to see if he made it.
See if how do you enjoy the game, Tim?
No, we should call him today to make sure that he's all set to go. Did you download the tickets? Do you know where to go? I mean, why would you want to wait and waste them?
Hey, Andrew, call him right now. Go to the prize page and call him right now. And let's see if we can.
I mean, what if Tim says, "Hey, I'm not going to use them."
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you know what? I'm not. I mean, thanks, but I'm just not going to use them. I mean,
let's find the wife that texted you that said my husband and son would give anything to go to a Lightning playoff game.
Then we'll find out what she means by anything.
Yeah, we stop it.
Well,
so the Lightning obviously got clobbered on Tuesday night. So, but it doesn't mean that they're going to lose the series. So the Lightning lost 6-2 to the Panthers. But I saw an interesting stat that since 2020, the Lightning have lost Game 1 5 times and still went on to win the series. So there you go. All right, 7:47 at the MJ Morning Show. Andrew, are you dialing this guy yet? You dialing? What's the story? Yes? No? Maybe? All right, so I teased. We'll find out. If we can get him on the phone, we will. All right, so I teased this item, and this is terrible. Is this potentially the worst mother ever? Oh, wait a sec. Hang on a minute. I hear Andrew because our door's open. I think I hear Andrew is. I think he might be talking to Tim. All right, hold on. I wonder if Tim's going to come back on with us.
I hope so.
I hope we didn't ruin the relationship with Tim.
We said we meant Claude in a kind way.
Yeah, I don't know if he's listening. Oh, hang on. Tim's on hold.
All right,
folks. The best MJ Morning Show radio contest winner of all time. All right. Hey, Tim, welcome back to the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Tim, I got to be honest. I want to thank you for the content, man.
Going to what?
I want to thank you for the content. You've given us great content for the show. Tim, did you get the email with your digital tickets yet?
I surely did.
All right. Tim, are you going to the game tonight?
I surely am.
And what is the name of the Tampa Bay hockey team?
Oh, are you really going to ask me that again?
Yes.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
There we go. All right. Tim, enjoy the game tonight. And who are you bringing with you? Because you have a pair of tickets.
I'm going to bring my lovely wife.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Did anyone by any chance recognize you on the radio yesterday?
I hope the hell not.
All right, Tim, enjoy the game, buddy.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
I'll hold up a big sign saying I'm Tim.
Yeah. Yeah. That's hold up a sign. We ought to get you on the Kiss Cam tonight.
Ooh, yeah.
This is Tim, the guy that didn't even know the name of the team that he's watching right now.
But he does now.
But now he does.
Good for you, Tim.
All right, Tim, have a good time at the Lightning tonight.
You'll see me. They're nosebleed seats, so.
Oh, well, hold on. We gave you nosebleed seats?
Yeah, we gave him
Yeah, they're all the way to the very top. I can't even see the player from there.
Oh, my God. This story gets worse. All right.
You didn't think we were giving out good seats, did you?
Yeah.
You giving any binoculars out with those?
Oh, we're giving binoculars. Yeah. All right, Tim. Sorry for the nosebleeds. But listen, it is a playoff game, and the place is packed. All right, Tim. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Now he's looking a gift horse in the mouth. Look at this. Now he's complaining about the seats.
That's pretty funny, giving out binoculars.
That is funny. All right, so is this the worst mother ever? Michelle, you're very maternal. You know, you nurture our kids, and you're very active in our kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
And what if one of our kids was ugly at birth? would you say something? Is this the worst mother ever? I stumbled across a story about a new mother by the name of Jess, and she's in her 20s. She is from the UK, and there's video of her cradling her brand new son moments after giving birth. And there's a video that's gone viral worldwide, and the mother says,
ugliest nose.
Oh, I don't want to.
He's so ugly.
He's so cute, though.
Did you hear? He's got the ugliest effing nose, and then she says he's so ugly, and you can hear the father is like, "No, he's a cute." The father is trying to say, "No, listen again."
Ugliest nose.
He's got the effing ugliest nose.
Ugliest nose.
Oh, I don't want to.
He's so ugly.
All right.
Can you imagine? The mother gives birth, and why would they put this video out? They're in the recovery room, the mother, or the delivery room. The mother's just given birth, and once they cut the cord, they give you the baby right away to hold against your body, to bond with your brand new baby, and the mother is saying, Michelle, thoughts on that?
So we had two different babies at birth, right? You'll agree. Chloe popped out, and she was like a little butterball turkey,
Chloe
like Gerber baby.
Chloe was 8 pounds, 10 ounces.
Right.
I mean, that is the size of last year's Thanksgiving turkey in our house. Yeah.
And then we have Julian.
Maybe we had a 10-pounder.
Turkey.
It was close. It was close.
We did get an 8-pounder one year. But then we had Julian, and he wasn't ugly, but he was just very different. He was scrawny and bony, and
Did you say bony or phony?
Bony.
Oh, okay.
Bony.
He was a thinner baby.
Yeah.
There was one time
because Julian was 6 pounds.
7. I don't even
4
remember.
ounces, maybe?
I don't know. He was tiny.
Yeah.
And so there was at one point where my mom was here helping us, and we were, changing his diaper and went to pick him up, and he had this little scrunched up face, and I was like, oh my God, with his little skinny arms and everything, he looks like E.T. And then that's what we started calling him for a while, was E.T.
We did?
But in the not you, but in the nicest of ways, right? Like, I don't know. I mean.
And I think this mother thinks her child is hideously ugly in the nicest of ways also. I mean, the first 5 minutes out of the birth canal isn't the best time.
Right.
I mean, look at all those pictures of very new babies. And they're squinting their eyes because of the bright light. They don't know where the hell they are. Everything's so new.
It's 7:53 at the MJ Morning Show. I just think it's awful for the mother to say that the baby's effing nose is ugly.
Well,
and
to use that word.
The baby is so... I just think that's terrible. Hey, what day was it? Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
What day was it where I had you look up the place of business where the guy worked? Do you remember? It was earlier this week. I never got to the story, though, right?
I don't know.
Was it Monday?
I don't remember.
Who's the guy?
It was Monday or Tuesday. So I had a story, and I went through my pile last night. I'm like, oh man, I didn't do the story, but I want to mention it. On the heels of the 11-year-old girl that was pinned down by Mr. Mutu.
M-U-T-U.
Yeah, Mr. Mutu.
Is he still in custody?
I don't know. Why don't you look that up? So you go to the Hillsborough County Who's in Jail page and see if he's still locked down. So we had the story which has gone national. Another great Chamber of Commerce story for the Tampa Bay area. Some wacko tackles an 11-year-old who he thought was throwing eggs at his apartment in the Tampa Bay area. And then the other item I had, and I just didn't get to this early, for whatever reason. I meant to do it, and it must have gotten buried, and I just found it last night. I'm like, oh, man, I didn't do the story. And I even had Michelle look the guy up, and you found out where the guy worked because he's like the manager of a car wash.
Yeah, that Mr. something.
Yeah.
What's that car wash, Fester?
Something bubble.
Mr.
Bubble
Sudsy,
something.
I don't know, whatever. All right, so listen to this. This is nuts. A Florida man's disturbing Facebook post has sparked widespread outrage online after he shared an image from a doorbell camera of a little black girl and fantasized about shooting her. The girl was like going door to door selling things. I mean, and the guy posts on Facebook with a screenshot. This is nuts. Listen to this. Tyler Chambers is coming under fire after posting a picture of a young black girl who visited his home in the Tampa suburb of Riverview and captioned it, quote, "You're lucky we weren't home to shoot your dumb..."
All right.
To shoot your ass, dumb bitch, is what it is.
Okay.
You're lucky we weren't home to shoot your ass, dumb bitch. An 11-year-old little cute black girl is caught on the Ring doorbell cam. I mean, what? So Chambers shared the post in a Facebook community group in Riverview. It was screenshot and then shared all over social media. And obviously, the backlash was swift. Not only did people express shock and disgust that Chambers aimed violent threats at a child, but also pointed to what they thought were racist overtones in the language. Now, this item comes from Atlanta Black Star News. So they picked the story up because it was posted on a Facebook group, and then from there, it left the Tampa Bay area pretty quickly and just started traveling all over the place. And that's when this Atlanta Black Star News, they picked up the story. Before deactivating his account entirely, Chambers deleted his post and later stated his case, alleging the girl was acting as a decoy for an attempted break-in at his home without sharing any evidence to support the accusation. So what, he's claiming that the girl was part of a decoy or that they were casing the place and she was, distracting at the front door while somebody else was going to go in a window or a back door? Or try. I mean, but he's got no basis for the observation. I saw that on my camera and have a wife and 7-month-old at home, which I will protect as you would. I was hot when I posted it, which is why I deleted it right away. I could have handled it a lot different, is what he said. So we got an 11-year-old girl being tackled by the dude in the apartment complex and, arrested by the HCSO. And now we've got this guy here. I mean, I'm looking at the guy's picture. He looks like a normal, nice guy.
He's not. He's a wild racist. he's not. He's a piece of crap. He is. Listen, you call him what it is. Listen, he is. He's a piece of He is.
Anyway.
This guy deserves everything that's coming his way.
Why did he even post anything at all? Like, what goes through somebody's mind where they go, oh, this is a great thing for me to post on Facebook.
Let me put this out for the world to see.
Right. So with my sentiments.
This guy is a piece of crap.
He posted a screenshot from the Ring doorbell of the little 11-year-old black girl at the door, and I guess she was...
Please call her.
She was selling candy.
Call her a child,
right?
Because that's exactly what she is. She's a child at his door.
Right.
How would you feel if that had happened to Chloe selling Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah, I just can't imagine that anyone would say to a child selling candy at a front door, quote, "You're lucky we weren't home to shoot your ass, dumb bitch."
And that's what this person thinks we need on social media. This person deserves everything that's coming their way.
And who refers to a young girl, a child,
as a dumb bitch?
Yeah, I don't even understand that mentality.
Did you say where this guy worked?
Yes, Mr. Car Wash.
So is this Mr. Car Wash?
This is Mr. Car Wash.
Hold on, where'd you find that?
It's in all of the articles.
Yeah, because
I said it to you the other day. It was at the bottom of the article that you had.
Right. Yeah. So I had a different source, I think, earlier in the week, and we meant to do the story like on Monday or Tuesday, but it just got buried in my pile.
So Mr. Moto.
So the guy that tackled the 11-year-old girl. What is going on here with Tampa Bay area men and little kids? And they're both 11.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the little black girl's 11. The other girl, was she a little white girl? I don't know. She was 11 as well.
The young girl at the Ring doorbell's 9.
Oh, she was 9?
Yes.
I thought she was 11.
One was 11. Young kids are getting assaulted and insulted by...
What is going on in the Tampa Bay area?
So, piece of
Most
crap.
Dangerous place for 9 and 11-year-olds.
So,
Tampa Bay.
The original piece of crap this week, this Marios Muto.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
He, according to his arrest record, arrest report on Hillsborough County HCSO's arrest inquiry site.
Yeah, this is the guy that tackled... Hey, where's the audio on that? Do we have the... Andrew, do you have
Is he
the
still in?
Andrew? Put the audio back up of the 11-year-old getting tackled. I mean, that was right, and she's like pleading, "Please don't, let me go, let me go." All right, so Andrew will put the audio back up for the dude that tackled the 11-year-old who we thought was throwing eggs at his apartment. All right, so what's the story on him? Is he still incarcerated?
No, he has been released. He does not occupy a cell
He's bonded
RR?
out.
for $1,000 bond.
Okay.
$1,000 for pinning a child to the ground. Employer.
Yeah,
Release information, additional information.
yeah.
Employer.
City of Tampa.
City of Tampa.
Yeah.
We want this guy working for our city?
The guy works for the City of Tampa. Mutu.
Is pinning 11-year-olds not a probationary offense or something?
I don't know.
Working for the city?
Is City of Tampa parking division? Does he hand out parking tickets?
No.
What does he do?
Does he work one of the garages or something?
Probably.
I don't know. All right, so here's the audio again for the 11-year-old tackled. I wasn't doing anything. I swear to God. I mean, this girl is like terrified.
Did Motu go to work the next day?
I'm recording. Get off of her!
I mean, that's disturbing audio. What do you want to know now?
No. Does he go to work the next day?
Oh.
Does the city of Tampa welcome him back? Hey, heard you had a rough weekend, Motu. Check on these cars. Make sure they're parked right.
Also, he has to go back home. So what does that apartment community think? Because it's not like you have a standalone home, right, where you can just go inside and lock your doors. But he's in an apartment where he has to walk in and out and see
His
these
victim.
other.
After he was released from jail, he goes home, and the
Yeah.
neighbors, they put like balloons and crepe paper at his door. Welcome home
I mean,
from Hillsborough County lockup.
could he get evicted?
I don't know.
I mean, what-
that's a good question. Yeah. Yes, Fester.
Cash kitty.
Oh, 8:02.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's 8:02. Time for the cash kitty. All right. Oh, I'm 2 minutes late on the cash kitty. Hey, we got engrossed there. All right, it is cash kitty time. Ladies and gentlemen, you got till 8:25 anyway. The computer doesn't pick someone till 8:20.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, so getting in like early right away, that doesn't. Just as long as it's in by 8:25. So this hour's word for the cash kitty is runner. Runner. Text the word runner, RUNNER, nationwide to 45911 before 8:25 for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Let me use runner in a sentence. The 11-year-old girl should have been a runner so she wasn't tackled by the maniac who thought that she was throwing eggs at the apartment. Runner. So good luck. So that's the 8 o'clock cash kitty word. Text it in and then get ready for the 10 o'clock word right after the MJ Morning Show. And then noon, 3, and 5 p.m. today, you're shot multiple times for $1,000. So, Michelle, you have been engrossed in, well, you love wildlife. I mean, I look over and do you have some kind of a feed where you watch your elephant videos? Where do you?
No, that's Instagram. There's this one
Right.
elephant conservation thing in, I don't know, Kenya.
Right.
And it's a trust where they take in the orphaned elephants or
Right.
the elephants who have been injured and cannot, be in the wild safely on their own.
So Michelle
Yes.
is fascinated with elephants, and she watches these elephant videos. And then the latest thing you're watching is some bald eagle's nest. Like, this is a live stream, right?
There's multiple of them.
Oh,
There's
Michelle
a
got
lot.
me hooked on him the other day.
Oh, no. Now you're hooked on the bald eagle, American bald eagle live stream?
Yeah.
MJ, it's the middle of the night. This is Big Bear
Oh, yeah.
National Park.
Yeah, it's in California.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's pitch black outside. 11,000 people are watching
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
11,000 people are on YouTube watching a bald eagle's nest in Big Bear
Okay, so
outside of L.A.
the mom and dad they're Jackie and Shadow, and they've been
Wait,
doing it for a long
hold on.
time.
You know the name of the birds?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the ones.
Jackie
Jackie and
and
Shadow. And those eaglets, I think, are getting ready to take their first flight, or they may have. I missed a couple of days now, but they're big enough that they might be headed out soon.
The reason why I'm bringing this up,
Yeah.
what was this little biological fact that you shared with me last night about the eagles and the babies? And
I don't know.
Pooping or something? Or
Oh.
what did you
Okay, so when you're looking at the nest, right? There's no poop in the nest.
Right.
Okay. So like these little eaglets, what happens to it? I guess it's pretty instinctual. They know to like, raise their tushy a little bit. But when you're watching these videos for a long time, all of a sudden you see this projectile white stuff just go and it's just a string, like a streamer.
Yeah.
And it just like ejects out of the nest.
Even the babies know to stand up and aim their butt outside the nest and go.
I guess so.
Really?
I mean, it's just amazing because if you look at their nest.
I'm eating dinner last night. I made myself a poke bowl. So I cubed up some great bluefin saku tuna. I've got the koshiakari Japanese sticky rice in the zoji rushi rice cooker. I've sliced up some cucumber. I've got the edamame. I've got some shredded cabbage. I've marinated the tuna in some soy sauce and some sesame oil and shichimi and some sriracha. And I'm eating. I'm a chopsticks. I'm eating a delicious, healthy poke bowl last night. And Michelle's telling me about the eagle babies blowing poop out their butts outside the nest. I'm like, thank you so much.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
I got a mouthful of tuna chunks, and I'm hearing about eagle bird poop. Anyway, so. Michelle's fast. Is this the video you're watching now? Is that
this is an isolated video of when Papa Eagle brought a big old fish home?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at
Whole
that.
family's eating on that.
And Michelle, the other reason why I'm bringing this up.
Yeah.
Do you know about? And this has been going on for some time. Do you know the other stream where millions of people are watching migrating Arctic mooses?
Oh, yeah. That's a fascinating one.
Have you watched that as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
I watched. That's incredible. Apparently, I mean, people will not even like leave because you leave for like 2 minutes and you might actually miss something.
So they put the camera on a moose? Is that it?
No, it's an area in Sweden or Norway, whatever. I think over there.
It's in Sweden.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in Sweden.
I guess I don't know
I'm
what
Helga
areas.
from Sweden.
And so you can just watch the moose go.
I'm sorry. I'm Inga from Sweden. All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
It's just fascinating to watch them and like interact, and they know what they're doing, and they're just, I mean, I don't know. I find it fascinating to watch the elephants and the moose and the eagles.
According to the YouTube videos, there's a station, a channel in Sweden, 24/7, wall-to-wall programming, just moose migration.
Just showing the moose migration.
And people know, they know because they've been doing this for a few years now. So if your buddy is a moose watcher, don't call that person during the moose migration season because they are watching this video.
I tell you right now that Sweden must be a pretty boring place. I mean, they do make Volvos after all. But I'm kidding.
Isn't it like one of the happiest countries in the world? On all these happiness studies, Sweden and
I don't
those
know.
countries seem to rank really high.
I can't remember. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was like a kind of like a solitude central or something.
No, one of those countries is.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No.
But, all right, do you know what a honey pack is? So if you're on, I don't know, the dating apps or whatever, this is interesting. So a woman is sharing on social media. This popped up in my reels. And this woman shares a little video that she interacted with a guy on Hinge, one of the dating apps. And the whole story's kind of gone viral now. The guy is communicating with the woman after they met on Hinge, and he informs her that he just took a honey pack. Hey, I just took a honey pack. Do you know what a honey pack is?
Is it the literal definition of a honey pack?
It is not.
Because I've been to stores where they sell like little ketchup pouches of honey.
No.
It's all organic.
No, it's not like some local honey that you take to maybe alleviate allergies.
Have you ever gone to the store? You see like those like sticks of honey, and you crack them and you suck them down. I've seen.
Nope, it's nothing to do with that. It's not real honey. It's just an expression. So this woman, after the guy says, "Hey, I just took a honey pack," she thinks that it was some kind of a workout or an athletic supplement, but no. She says, the last time I was on Hinge talking to somebody, he told me he just took a honey pack, and I was like, oh, cool. how many miles are you going to run? And then she admits she didn't know what a honey pack was.
Because people who consume the actual product from bees sometimes use it before they go for a jog or before they exercise.
So a honey pack is sometimes inaccurately advertised as a supplement to promote sexual health, but these supplements, you'll hear the disclaimer: this is these claims are not certified by the FDA or whatever. But a honey pack is like a sex booster. It's like,
Why would he tell her this?
I don't know. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But a lot of these are, like the sex pills they'll sell at a seedy, cheesy gas station counter.
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean no?
I don't go into seedy.
You
gas
answered no
station.
so quickly.
You're like, don't you know? And I'm like, no.
Okay, your response no was so fast. Now I'm wondering if you do.
I mean, I don't go into gas station seedy places like that.
You should. There's some of the best places in Tampa. Some of these little one-off convenience stores and bodegas.
And guess what? Guess what? I'm using this story as a launch to the next item, and this is crazy. But sometimes these drugs actually, or these supplements, contain the active ingredient in Viagra, like sildenafil, which is the compound name or the actual the drug name in Viagra, the sildenafil. But she didn't know what a honey pack was, and the guy just admitted, "Hey, I just took one of these pills that's supposed to, jam up my sex drive." So heads up if anyone says they took a honey pack.
So here's one called Boner Bears.
What?
Boner Bears, and it's a gummy where you take a gummy for, your wiener. Another one's called Black Bull Honey for Men. There's 12 pouches, but I think that's actually like a
Boner Bear gummies.
There's Boner Bear gummies, and then here's
my God,
Black Bull Honey for Men, which might be a more literal. Here's a guy on Men's Health. I tested out 5.
Hold on. Look at the fourth picture on Google.
Erexon.
Eroxon. Eroxon. I've seen commercials for that.
Have you?
Somewhere. It might have been on streaming. Yeah, I think not on regular TV, but I think on some streaming show I was watching. I think I've seen a commercial for Eroxon.
There's a bunch of articles. One guy tested out 5 gas station wiener pills, and he gives his thoughts in a Men's Health article.
In Men's Health, I tested out 5 gas station bleep pills. Oh, geez. All right, speaking of gas station pills.
And they almost destroyed my body.
Really?
That's the whole headline.
I tested out 5 gas station pills, the D word, like Dick's Sporting Goods, and they almost destroyed my body. That's great. I mean, who's gonna take pills that you buy from a gas station counter? I mean, come on. I'd be an idiot to do that. Well, guess what? Here's the segue. And by the way, Stacy Kemp from the Kemp Law Group is going to join us in just a few minutes because Allison, Fester's wife, was rear-ended by an Uber on Tuesday night in downtown Tampa.
What a hassle.
$4,000 in damage to her Model Y. And she's going, why? Why me? Why did this Uber guy hit me? And then the Uber guy's got all kinds of freaking complications. And so we're going to see what Fester and Allison should do legally. We're going to get Stacy Kemp on from the Kemp Law Group. Yeah, she was rear-ended. $4,000 in damage to the vehicle. And her neck's in a brace right now, and she's on a stretcher and a backboard, and she's got a morphine drip. All right, no, that's not true. No, but all right, let me segue into the other gas station pill story, and it has to do with morphine. And I saw this. This is from the St. Pete Times or the Tampa Bay Times. Still want to call them St. Pete Times. I still want to. Where's the Tribune? Where's the Tribune out the driveway? All right, so listen to this. This was from the Tampa Bay Times earlier this week. Legal morphine is for sale in Florida. Will officials act? Around the Tampa Bay region, consumers can walk into smoke shops and gas stations and buy a substance that experts say mimics a powerful opioid. No prescription required. The substance, called 7-hydroxymitragynine, it's like a 37-letter word. 7-hydroxymitragynine, or 7-OH. That's better. 7-OH poses a public health threat. The potent chemical is found in low quantities in the kratom plant, and a few 7-hydroxymitragynine products evoke the herb in their packaging. Kratom itself is typically sold as a dusty green psychoactive powder and comes from the leaves of a Southeast Asian tree. A Tampa Times investigation from 2023 found that hundreds of people in Florida died from kratom-related overdoses, even as the industry touted its products as safe. I see like these signs you pass by some of these gas station convenience stores or the smoke shops, and they'll have signs or banners, kratom sold here, Kratom. So I've seen this for a while, but it contains chemical compounds known as alkaloids, and this 7-HO is one of the most worrisome, according to the Tampa Bay Times, for researchers. So they're saying that it mimics morphine, or they're calling it legal morphine. And the article which they put out, it's kind of asking the question, is the state, is the legislature, are they going to act? Well, the session's done, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well, maybe not this time.
I don't keep my pulse on Tallahassee like I used to.
Yeah, you should. Low doses of this 7-OH in animals, it shows a potential for abuse and addiction. So, again, they're calling it like gas station heroin or legal morphine. Jeez. I mean, the crap you can buy at gas, including the honey, what was it?
The honey packs?
The honey pack. Again, I got to ask the question, who is buying crap? You don't know where it's made. Who's putting this? Well, listen, people are doing drugs off the street every day. So I guess I'm just asking myself a rhetorical idiot question.
I guess I'd rather buy it off a convenience store than some, sketchy guy in the corner.
Do you go in those stores a lot?
Hey, you want some boner? Some of the best food in Tampa you'll find is in those places. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a guy that has an Instagram account.
Yeah.
And he just goes to some of these like gas station places where they have like a food stand inside.
In the back, or food trucks parked in the back.
Yeah,
you would never have known about this place. I would never have known about this place otherwise if it wasn't for his reviews.
Yeah, this guy pops up in my Instagram feed, and he does reviews of just these like seedy gas station places where the food is like really good.
And he does good reviews.
Yeah.
Call Anthony is his handle.
Is that it?
I think so.
Call Anthony?
Yeah.
Hey, you hear what happened to Gordon Ramsay? Gordon Ramsay is the latest victim of swatting.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what are you doubting? You think it's just a publicity stunt?
Yes. He has a new show coming out.
Oh, so you think it's really?
Yeah. Didn't you know he has a new show? Didn't you see the commercial for it?
Dude, I can't keep track of all these shows. It seems like the guy's on TV with 19 different shows already. What, are they adding 20 all of a sudden?
Donkey!
What's the new show called?
Gordon Ramsay cooks something else. That's what the show is called.
No, I don't even know that it's like really like cooking like focused.
What is he doing? An auto repair show now? What is
Gordon Ramsay will change your transmission fluid.
He's doing a flipping house series. Gordon Ramsay flipping houses. All right. So Gordon Ramsay, according to TMZ, is one of the latest swatting victims. A bogus 911 call. Somebody reported gunshots at his Bel Air mansion. Law enforcement officials told TMZ that officers responded to Ramsey's Bel Air home on Tuesday at approximately 8:40 p.m. but there was nothing out of place, nothing awry when the LAPD arrived on the scene. But somebody had called 911 saying gunshots at this address, and it's Gordon Ramsay's place.
Are you always this pathetic?
Was that him talking to the police? You can't do that, Gordon. I don't know what you do over there in the UK, but you can't do that here, man.
You dick.
Gordon.
You bleeping pig.
You dick.
You know what? The swatting was probably from somebody he berated on one of his cooking shows.
Right. His new show is called Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service. And so the commercial makes it look like he's like, like a James Bondy kind of 007 jumping around a restaurant. But the premise is that he's going to be going undercover inside of the restaurant.
Oh, yeah, because no one could write. What are they going to put, like a fake mustache on him and glasses?
So Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service is all about America's filthiest restaurants. Okay.
Well, that sounds like the bar rescue guy or something, or
Well, he does underperforming bars.
Yeah.
This guy does filthy restaurant. He literally probably goes to like.
Wait a minute. Oh, hold on. So Gordon Ramsay is ripping off Wendy Ryan's Dirty Dining?
Yeah.
Essentially.
That's what he's doing?
Right.
Oh, Wendy Ryan at Channel 28.
Mm-hmm.
She ought to be pissed. Hey, hey, Wendy.
You want to know something crazy?
Wendy, Gordon's stealing your gig with the Dirty Dining.
I'm looking at a headshot of Gordon Ramsay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wendy Ryan and Gordon Ramsay have the same hair. I mean, it's beautiful hair.
Will you? Just stand up straight and at least look like a cook.
Oh, man.
Cut the bull, will you? Just stand up straight and at least look like a cook. It's raw. What's the matter with you?
It's raw. What's the matter with you?
Oh, my God, young man. Kill yourself!
Oh, did he tell a contestant to kill themselves?
He might have.
No, he did. I just played the audio bite.
Oh, my God, young man. Kill yourself!
He's telling a contestant on a cooking show that what he did was bad? Kill yourself? What if somebody really killed themselves?
Like right there on the set.
Or after they finish taping and they're ejected from the show.
Once it airs.
Yeah, they're voted off the griddle or whatever they call it. And
that's a good name for the show.
Oh, what?
Off the griddle.
Off the griddle.
The thing about Gordon Ramsay, I can't.
What are you laughing at, Michelle?
Off the griddle.
Off the griddle. On an all new Off the Griddle. I tell three people to go off themselves.
You've heard of Off the Grid, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Off the griddle.
Okay, two moose are moving. Moose are moving.
All right, now, wow, you watching the moose thing now?
Look at them.
That's fascinating.
When you have multiple windows, you got the eagle's nest on one window, you got elephants on another, you get the moose in Norway or Sweden on another screen over there.
It's a pair.
What's the search term for that? Just Moose Livestream Sweden?
The Great Moose Migration.
All right.
Unbelievable. Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
You brought this up. I hope I'm not blindsiding you here.
You always are.
No, but you went to the dry cleaner recently, and
I did.
I took you and you ran in with the pile of dry cleaning in your arm, and then you came out and you had to give your phone number to that's how dry cleaners, is that like an industry thing that most dry cleaners keep track of the customers via your phone number, that when you go to the dry cleaner, you give them your phone number and that brings up the account?
Well, I think it's easier than the last name because sometimes, there's a lot of the same last name.
But Michelle comes out to the car after, going in with the pile of dry cleaning, and she's like, you know what, that's kind of uncomfortable. There's a guy behind me, and here, I'm looking all hot and everything.
No, I did not say that.
I've got tight pants on, and my boobs look great today, and there's a guy behind me, and I got to give out my phone number. And you didn't say any of that.
Yeah, I did not say any of that.
But those are my observations on you on a daily basis. I mean, I'm attracted to you. All right, so you're. So
Thank God for small favors.
Yeah. All right, so you're at the dry cleaner, but this is a good point. That what if you've got a woman that's at the dry cleaner and has to give out the number? What if you have a total creep behind you that hears you give out the phone number?
Right.
So elaborate on what you were saying.
Well, no, I was just thinking about it as I exited. There was a gentleman there, not that he was particularly creepy or anything, but, then I was thinking, I just gave out my phone number and he's standing there. And
right
we all
behind
have
you.
Right, and we all have a tendency, when you're standing in line, you're not wasting time, you're being efficient on your phone. But what if he wasn't being efficient on his phone? What if he was typing in my phone number? And there are a couple of other places that you probably do have to give your phone number out, to access the service.
Or access the
Right.
account. and-
Right. Just something like that, like the dry cleaners. And I was like, he could have, jotted down my phone. We had just talked about that story about the clerk at the gym, the front desk person at the gym. How he
yeah.
got the number. And that's kind of what made me think about it, because I was like, I just gave out my phone
Right.
number, and now he could, a total stranger.
And for
take
those
the
that
phone
don't
number.
know, we did a story recently that was it.
It was a gym.
What was it? It was one of the big gym chains, and this woman gets creepy calls and texts
In the middle of the night.
from a guy that was working the front desk
Yeah.
at the gym and had gotten the phone number from the account from the woman and was like calling her late at night to hit on her.
So, like, what if you got a creepy text that said, "Hey, I saw you at the dry cleaners today, and I heard your number, and I just decided to give you a text or reach out and see what you were doing, and
Why do
would
you
you like
give
to get
these
together?"
people your real number? I never give out my real number.
Oh, at the dry cleaners?
Why does the dry cleaner need to call me for anything?
Oh, I don't think of it as they need to call
hang
me.
on,
I think
hang
of it just as an account number.
Says the guy that the entire Tampa Bay area knows your cell number
That's
is
true.
813-310-8444. Your number, you give it out on the air.
I've given out
but-
the same
but-
number
but
that's not
you-
my number for years.
You won't give it to the dry cleaner, but you give out your phone number live on the air on a 100,000-watt radio station?
Yes. I give out Tommy Chuck's phone number. every time somebody
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm like, let's say you fill something out, you fill like a promotional form, and they say, "What's your email address?" All right, Tommy Chuck at iHeartRadio.com. There you go. That's you get in the junk mail, pal. I get every time. What's your email address? Yep.
You
No,
give-
which phone number? Every time.
You give out Tommy Chuck's number, 813-480.
Yeah, every time. Every time. Let him get the spam.
Oh, man.
So has this happened to anybody? Like, has anybody been in a place, and I can't think, sometimes when you go to, I don't know, maybe like one of those quick pickup restaurants, you got to provide maybe the phone number or something to get your food, or
All right, so
I'm trying to think of where
let's
else.
go to Harbor Freight. I go to Harbor Freight, if you need some crappy tool. And they always, what's your phone number?
Yeah.
And
Hold on. Why are you calling it a crappy tool?
because you go there for crappy tools. I mean, they're good quality tools, but they're like a third of the price of like
Well,
Home Depot.
hold
Is
on.
that right?
Well, that's not a crappy tool. If the tool is a good quality tool at a
Tell me all
good
about
price,
tools.
that's not a crappy tool.
It's a tool that
No,
I don't.
you're-
all right, so I don't mind losing that tool or parting ways with it. I don't have like.
but
It's a
you're-
cost-efficient tool
but
for Fester.
You're saying it's a good tool at a good price. That doesn't make it crappy. That sounds disparaging.
Whatevs. Anyway,
All
when
right.
they ask me for my number, I give them, another, and then I have to, if I return something, and say what number
Yeah.
is it under, then I have to remember
Oh,
the right
yeah.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's deal with the
Oh.
issue inside the Fester household, folks. Ooh. It's my new transition music. Or do you like this one better? Allison, Fester's wife, is just driving in downtown Tampa.
Is that Curb Your Enthusiasm?
It is, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So I finally found some of the clean transition music because Chloe is Michelle and I watched Curb for years, and we've been done with it. And Chloe's finally watching Curb, and I walk in on, she's watching Curb, and one of the transitions comes on. I'm like, oh man, what episode was that? What season's that? And so so I've always wanted some of this transition music, but a lot of times they're talking over the transition music. So I was able to find two of my favorite Curb Your Enthusiasm transitions where the music was in the clear. Like this. Bum, bum, bum. All right, we got to call Stacy Kemp from the Kemp Law Group. Folks, Fester's wife, Allison. Should we get her on the phone? Should we conference call?
I mean, you can. You
Yeah.
should probably know the details better than I do.
All right, let me call Allison. Hang on, I got to look up her number. Hang on. Allison. All right, so Allison, here we go. Let me get Allison on the phone, then we'll call Stacy Kemp.
You know how many guys tell me they think about my wife every day because her name is the first one on their phone book? And when they open up their contacts, they see
Really?
my wife's name every day.
Wow.
I've had like 10 guys tell me that over the years.
Hello?
Allison, MJ, Fester, Michelle live. Can you hold on a sec?
Sure.
All right, let me get Stacy Kemp on the phone here. Folks, if you don't know the story, Fester's wife was rear-ended by an Uber in downtown Tampa, and, well, she's in the hospital right now. She just came out of the coma. All right, let me call. No, that's not true. Let me call Stacy. Let me dial her up here. 727. All right, calling Stacy Kemp from the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law, and we just want to know what Allison and
sorry. You must first dial a 1.
son of a, I hate that. You don't know when you got to dial. You dial the.
Does it really make a difference?
I don't know.
Come on, phone company.
All right. I dial the 1. Okay, but sometimes it says you don't need to dial a 1. It's like I want to smash the phone. All right, here. All right. I'm calling Stacy Kemp from the Kemp Law Group.
Hello?
Good morning, Stacy Kemp, Kemp Law Group. Welcome back to the MJ Morning Show.
Well, good morning, radio family. How are you today?
We are phenomenal. So I've got Fester in the studio. My lovely wife Michelle's in the studio. I'm here, and Allison, Fester's wife, is conference called with us. All right, who wants?
Hi there.
All right, so Stacy, let's get the facts here. Let's talk about what happened. Allison, Fester's wife, was rear-ended by an Uber. All right, Allison, do you want to tell the story, or Fester? Who wants to tell the story on exactly what happened?
Sure. I was on my way to work. It was the other night, and I got off of 275 on the Ashley Street exit, and then I, veered onto Tampa Road. And then when I was going from Tampa Road onto, there's a light at Tyler and Tampa Road. I was at the light, and I was stopped. I was the second car in from the light, and I was sitting there, and then all of a sudden I was rear-ended.
Oh my God! Did it sound like? Oh my! Was it like that?
No, I mean it wasn't like a super fast one, but it was enough that it shook the car and it whipped my neck back and forth, and it wasn't a fun, experience.
All right. So what happens? You get rear-ended. You know you were hit. What happens next?
I got out of the car, and immediately the guy is like, no big deal. It's okay. It's okay. He'd already seen my bumper, and he told me everything was fine. And I looked at my bumper, and it didn't look like it was dented per se, but there was an alarm going off in my car that went off once. Now, granted, I lied to him, and I told him it was continuously going off.
What was the indication? Did it recognize that you were in a crash?
It just said rear impact.
Oh, yeah,
And so, I got out, and he was wanting to leave, and it turned out he had a fare in his car that was going to the hockey game.
Yeah, oh, yeah, because it was Tuesday night, and that was game 1 of round 1 of the playoffs. So it's an Uber driver, Stacy, and the passenger was in the back, so he was actually driving for Uber at the time. Yeah. So he wants to get the hell out of there. So what do you do next?
He was throwing up his hands. He was just going nuts, and he then said, that he was only speaking Spanish. And so I start yelling "Policia," and I said, "I called 911."
Yeah.
And
by the way, that's Nuevo Uno Uno.
He would have understood that.
Yes, Nuevo Uno Uno.
And so then I waited there, and I just had my flashers on, and he reversed his car like he was going to move. And I ran behind his car while I was on 911.
Hold on, you thought that he was going to flee the scene?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so then I was on the phone with 911, and they were yelling at me, get his license tag, get his license tag. So I ran back, got his license tag, and so then when he knew that I had his license tag, he threw his hands up, and he was just not happy. And so then it's like I was being gaslit, like nothing's wrong with your car. you're fine, everything's okay, he needs to leave. The fare decided to walk to the arena.
So the guy riding in the Uber, was it one person or was it two people in the back?
It was one guy.
All right, so one guy, he decides, I'm out of here. I don't know how long I'm going to be tied up at the accident seat, so he decides to just exit the Uber. How many stars do you give the driver when he rear-ends the car in front of you?
So Allison spoke with the guy who was the fare,
right,
but didn't get his name because he turned around again and he was gone.
Right.
So we don't have his information.
He was gone.
Wow, so he fled the scene. He probably had drugs on him.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
If you're the guy that was in the Uber, please call us.
Yeah, you need it as a witness. All right, so Allison, give us the remainder of the facts quickly so Stacy can weigh in here. All right, so the police come to the scene and?
Police come to the scene. He was talking with all of us kind of choppy. And then towards the end of the conversation, he said that he didn't hit me. He started saying, I didn't hit her. I didn't hit her.
Oh, wow.
Now, granted, I could see something. It was like the light was shining funny on my bumper on my rear hatch door. But the officer wrote a report, an incident report, and he's like, well, there's no visible damage that we can see. And I said, well, I want an incident report because I'm going to be filing this because if some of my electronics are damaged in my car, I need to, have it.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a sensor that says rear impact in your car.
Yeah, and so I had them write the incident report, and then no sooner did they let the guy leave, and we had exchanged our information. He pulls away, the light shines on my car, and you can see the dent in the back hatchback of my car.
Yeah.
And I told the officer, I was like, look, it's damaged. Can you rewrite it? And he was like, well, no, it's already written. Use this. And so I've called the officer. He has not called me back.
Okay.
But to update the file on it, because obviously if this guy's now going to say that he didn't hit me, we need to kind of.
Right. And then you guys took the car to, or you called Tesla. Tesla had you go to their body shop that they use or recommend.
Yeah.
And you guys got a $4,000 estimate because the damage to the hatch, and I guess there's damage behind the bumper.
Correct. It's $3,944.30.
Holy crap! All right, and then Stacy. Apparently, I'm looking at the picture. The guy has a Florida driver license, but it says temporary license and apparently he's on a work permit in the country. Stacy, what does Fester and his wife do here?
Well, first, can't even believe how many of those dash cams have we given away?
Oh yeah, with the Kemp Law Group, we've given away 60, 80? We've given away a ton of dash cams with the Kemp Law Group. Absolutely.
And,
he had a
they
dash
don't
cam.
have one.
So the Tesla has this built-in camera.
Yep.
But Allison put it in park or something, and it didn't capture it. Is that right,
So
Al?
I have a report. I have a report coming from Tesla. They're going to pull the impact, data.
Oh, that's right. So Tesla got transmitted. I'm sure the minute you were impacted and the sensor registered that you were hit in the rear end, that's going to be a digital file.
Yes, and they possibly will have video with that, as well as the gentleman that hit me had a dash cam.
We
can't count on his though.
Well, you got to subpoena that right away. All right, so Stacy, what do you want to do here?
Well, I'm really proud that she called the police to get that report done because so many people just walk away and they don't see anything and then they think it's okay, and then next thing you know, that happens and you have a huge, property damage bill, or even maybe you start feeling injured the next day. How are you feeling? Or do you feel any pain in your neck or headaches or anything?
All of the above. It's not like debilitating, but
Wow.
I definitely feel like I was rocked by another car.
Right, and unfortunately, the property damage doesn't really reflect that, and it's important that you, first of all, you always want that dash cam. You want to have it because for reasons like this, people lie, they take off, and it's super important to do. What about any businesses in the area? Did you see anyone that could have it on video?
There's a Domino's pizza right there.
there's a Domino's Pizza, and there's also a hotel on the other corner. So there are a few possibilities.
Yeah, see, this is where the Kemp Law Group, and I mention this when I do the commercials for Stacy Kemp and the Kemp Law Group, that you want to get a hold of Kemp Law Group right away to make sure that like evidence doesn't spoil, right, Stacy?
Right. Yes, because a lot of times videos only last like 30 days for businesses. So you want to make sure that you talk to us right away. We can we reach out, we call them, we see if they have video facing the area it happened, and then we send an investigator over to watch it and get a copy of it so that we have it and it can save you.
Now, Stacy, you had asked me last night because I said that an Uber hit Fester's wife, and you right away, you texted me back, was the driver driving for Uber at the time. And yes, we now have ascertained that it was an actual Uber run and there was a passenger, a customer in the vehicle. So Uber, since he was driving for Uber, Uber has their own insurance for this matter, right?
They do. So in the state of Florida, they're required to carry bodily injury coverage. So if you're hurt and you need to go get checked out, and you do need to pay attention to that, because if you're feeling sore, it could go away, right? But you could need some therapy, and you could need something even more serious than that. And you really want to make sure you're documenting any injuries and you don't just blow it off, because otherwise it's harder to prove that any injury or pain that you're having is related to the accident if you don't go get checked out right away.
You might need a tracheotomy.
She might.
Yep. Yeah, and a colonoscopy. Yeah.
But also, Uber has $1 million in bodily injury coverage.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Yeah, all right. Let's go for the full mill. All right. Let's go for the full mill. I'll tell you what, Stacy, I think you guys contact Uber and you tell them, just send us a mill and we'll walk away.
Make the whole thing go away.
We'll make the whole thing disappear.
You'll never hear from us again.
Send us a check, $1 million.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to write that check tomorrow.
All right, so what do you want to do? Will you take Fester and Allison's case?
Of course, absolutely. If she's feeling injured, but you got to get checked out. You got to document that to make sure. Okay. And if you're not hurt, no, that's great. But sometimes people don't think they're hurt, and then they are, and they don't get checked out, and then they hurt their case.
Stacy, yesterday was such a crazy day, and Allison talked to me in the middle of the day. She goes, you know what? I feel like crap. She was in bed the whole second half of the day. When the kids were in school,
Yeah,
she was in bed.
this.
Then after the kids got picked up, she was in bed, and she goes, I have a splitting headache.
Dude, listen. Listen.
And she's like, does this have to do with the accident? And I'm like, duh.
All right, Fester.
Yes.
Listen to me. If you've got $4,000 in damage as determined by a body shop yesterday, and you're hit hard enough that the rear impact sensor goes off on your vehicle, then it is completely possible that she has been injured by getting rear-ended by Mr. Uber.
Well, she said her neck went back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Absolutely.
exactly what whiplash is.
Oh, do you hear that? Do you hear that?
It's one of my favorite songs.
Do you hear that? All right. So, Stacy, who do you want Fester to call? Do you want to text me, who they should contact at the office? How do you want to handle this?
Well, of course, I'll handle it. So just
Well, there
have
we go.
her text me when he gets a chance, and we will talk to her and see, what the best option is for her to get treatment and get the injuries documented. And then I'll walk you through the property damage issues and what you need to do to make sure you get your car fixed and paid for.
Should she call an ambulance right now and get transported? All right, all right. But seriously, she's got issues here. All right, Stacy, I'm going to put you in touch with Fester. I'll share your number. They'll get you all the information. What about the fact the guy has, and I'm looking at the image because Fester sent me this last night. What about the fact that the guy's Florida license says temporary license? It's a real plastic Florida license, but it says I'm looking at the license right now, and I forwarded this to you. It's a regular Florida-looking license, except it says temporary in red letters on the top. And then, Fester, didn't you say that he's in the country on like a 4-month work permit or something?
Well, I have a friend who's very familiar with the DMV, so I called him, and he said a temporary Florida driver's license is issued to somebody who has a legal reason to be here.
Okay.
Either a work visa or a green card, and I don't know everything about immigration, but
I'm guessing he's not going to have much, but Uber's got the deep pockets.
If you look, it's a 4 year, and he has insurance, Stacy. He did produce an insurance policy number.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have to work for Uber. So it's
called.
He's
got Julio Insurance Company. You ever hear of them? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's
it's a bad joke. So he has his license expires in 4 years. Now, normal state of Florida licenses are like 6 years or 8 years, but because that's when his work visa expires, that's when his license expires, and he might have just arrived here because he was issued his license in February, and it expires in 29, which is a 4-year stretch, which is as long as visas are usually written.
All right,
for.
so Stacy, thank you for coming on the show. I will get Fester in touch with you, and let's see where we can take this. And
absolutely,
they've been looking for a nice European vacation. No, I'm kidding.
You know what? Listen, you can put me on a billboard, one of those big checks. Stacy Kemp got
me $12 million. $12 million.
Everything from
exactly.
Uber.
$12 million. Yeah, let's
tell. Well, anytime, guys. Let's talk when we get off this call, and I'll do everything I can to help you.
All right, Stacy. Thank you.
Stacy.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye.
All right. So, Allison, you're in good hands. The Kemp Law Group, a longtime sponsor here on the MJ Morning Show. And listen, all kidding aside, we joke because we're a morning show, but man, you got whacked, and you've had some residual issues and pain. You get $4,000 in damage to your vehicle. It's not out of the question that your noggin got knocked around and your neck got jammed up.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest thing. Like, at first, I'm like, I just don't want to overreact. I don't want to be that person. But, it's persisting. And, migraines and splitting headaches and all that fun stuff, it's not normally the case for me. So it's going to need to be looked at.
Well, at least you didn't get jammed in the car in front of you at high speed and then the airbag, in your face and everything. So, all right, Allison, we'll talk to you soon, and we'll get you hooked up here, okay?
Okay, Hudson says hello. He's in the car with me. He wanted to say hi.
We'll put him on the phone. Let Hudson say hello.
Hi. Hey, big nerd.
Hey, what? What did he say?
You don't call
Mr. Hi.
You don't call Mr. MJ Big Nerd.
Is that what he called? Hi, Big Nerd.
Hudson, you want to know why I can't put you on the radio? Because I can't have you call my boss a big nerd.
Hi, Big
Nerd. So cute.
And that's
Is there anything else you'd like to say to MJ Hudson?
Anything else? You suck.
You suck.
And you wonder, Hudson is going.
What the hell's happening? You suck.
Hudson,
Big nerd and you suck.
Hudson is going through a suck stage where everything sucks. Hey, how's dinner? Sucks. How was school today? Sucked.
That's okay.
I don't want to ask him again if he has anything else to say.
Hudson,
all right, I'm just hanging up.
It can't get worse than that.
All right, goodbye.
Yeah.
All right, I hung up. You suck.
Goodbye, everybody's a big nerd.
And you suck.
Everybody is sucks. How was school today? Sucked. What'd you have for lunch today? It sucked.
That's great. That's what kids do, Fester.
Oh, my God. All right. 8:48 at the MJ Morning Show. Michelle.
Oh, yes.
And there's a reason why I'm asking you this. This is a quiz. This is only a quiz. Welcome to Can Michelle Identify the Musician?
Oh.
All right. So
I'm terrible at this.
Which drummer was attacked outside of a Fort Lauderdale hotel?
I only really know two drummers.
This is a couple of years ago. So which drummer was attacked outside of a Fort Lauderdale hotel 2 years ago and admits that he's still struggling after 2 years after getting attacked? This drummer walked outside of the hotel because they were in town. I'll tell you right now, it was in Florida. It was in Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
Right? So Fort Lauderdale, at a Fort Lauderdale hotel, they were in town. They were in town to do a concert in Fort Lauderdale, and he's just outside smoking, and he gets attacked by some random guy.
Smoking. Okay, so I literally know like three drummers.
Okay.
As I think about it, I can maybe come up with a fourth. The one-armed drummer.
Right.
I hope he wasn't attacked because he has one arm.
And what What band does the one-armed drummer?
Well, for Def Leppard.
Okay.
But I don't really even know like any of their names. I just know them as a band collectively. And then I think the drummer for U2 is The Edge. Didn't they used to call him that?
Oh, was that the drummer? I don't know.
And then I think we refer to Phil Collins as a drummer.
Okay.
And then the only other drummer whose like name I can think of off the top of my head would be I think Mick Fleetwood was the drummer, right? For
Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, that's true.
So those are the 4 drummers that I can name.
Michelle.
What about Ringo?
By the way, the Edge was a guitar player.
Was he? Okay, so I don't even know who then.
U2 is not the drummer.
There you go.
That guy. All right, so Michelle,
Yes.
you have correctly in your pile of known drummers, you actually did name the drummer who was attacked in Fort Lauderdale. Would you like to narrow it down and take a better guess?
The one-armed drummer.
You are 100% right.
Rick Allen?
Absolutely.
There you go, Rick Allen. Thank you.
Attacked?
We did the story a couple of years ago. Absolutely.
Maybe I vaguely remember it now, but it didn't pop to mind.
So Rick Allen was attacked in Fort Lauderdale, and he's still struggling. It's been 2 years. Let me share this. It's been 2 years since Rick Allen, the legendary one-armed drummer from Def Leppard, was attacked. A total rando attack outside of a hotel in Fort Lauderdale. So he's 61 years old now, and he says he's still struggling. Listen, he was on some podcast, and he's still struggling after he was attacked by some maniac.
I've been going through some challenging times, kind of related to what happened in Florida. And that whole thing is kind of ongoing, when I got beaten up outside the hotel.
Yes.
So I've been trying to deal with that the best that I can. And really, I just needed to take a break from some of the side projects that I was busy with, just so I could spend more time at home. So that's been a real challenge for me. Hopefully I can put it all behind me, and I can just get back to as normal as I could possibly be given the circumstances. But that was very traumatic for me, and it's been difficult, but. Hopefully I can put it behind me soon.
So he was outside of this hotel in Lauderdale. He's having a smoke outside. This is another example of smoking's bad for you. And some random maniac attacks him. So that audio, he did an interview on Eddie Trunk's show on Sirius XM. And he said it's been a big challenge for him. And he was in town. This is March of 2023 is when it happened. And he was attacked by some 19-year-old maniac outside of Fort Lauderdale Hotel. He was in town for a gig. He was smoking a cigarette. He was outside of the Four Seasons, right near the Valet, when Max Hartley, who had been hiding behind a pole, ran, charged the musician, knocked him over. The fall caused Allen to smash his head on the ground, causing injury. I mean, dude, the guy's already been through enough. He was in a car crash and lost his freaking arm and had to relearn how to play the drums. And here you're attacking Rick Allen, Def Leppard's phenomenal one-armed drummer? What the hell's the matter with you?
I'm sure he probably looked vulnerable, right?
I mean, when do you find out that you're mugging a guy with one arm? You're like, oh, this is ideal.
Yeah, the 19-year-old was arrested after fleeing the scene. He was found at a nearby hotel, the Conrad, by staff walking through a parking garage, and he was vandalizing vehicles in the parking garage. Man, this guy's just a walking menace.
He sounds like a real nutcase.
Charged with 4 felony counts of criminal mischief, 1 count of misdemeanor battery, 1 count of aggravated battery. And the police report noted that Rick Allen lost his arm in 1984 in a car accident. I think he was driving a Corvette. I think he was in an accident in a Chevy Corvette, and he lost his freaking arm. And then had a he thought he was over. He thought he was done. And he had to reteach himself how to play the drums. And then Def Leppard went on to have the greatest success ever in 87, 88. They had the huge, was it the Hysteria album? And, wow. But, I saw this. I'm like, wow, look at this. And he's still suffering. Andrew, did you say that he lives in Florida?
He lived in Tampa for a few years.
How do you know that?
He said so.
I didn't know that. But where does he? He doesn't live in Tampa anymore, right?
No.
I didn't know that. That Rick Allen actually. What years did he live in Tampa? Do you know? Any idea what years?
I don't know that.
That's interesting. All right, 8:55 at the MJ Morning Show. So Michelle's a huge Def Leppard. As a matter of fact, if you watch MJ TV, at least once a week, I think that Michelle's wearing a Def Leppard shirt of some type.
Not today.
A sweatshirt or T-shirt or something. All right, 8:50, and we've met them backstage a couple of times, and they're very, very nice. All right, 8:55 at the. Remember, we met Def Leppard backstage, and also that's when we met Bret Michaels backstage. Yeah. He was meeting Def Leppard backstage from Poison. All right, 8:55 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, it is coming up quickly, folks. Today's Thursday. It starts tomorrow. I'm talking about IDC's incredible semi. Certain nail polish color on today. I mean, I'm trying to think. When you get your nails done, you never really get like red nail polish. You get like is it the French manicure or?
No, I just get like a little nude color that is pretty.
All right, because I saw. I don't know if you saw this in my pile because you do help me staple. Did you see the nail polish color story that I put together?
I don't recall it off the top of my head.
You didn't see this thing? You didn't see this at all? So, what nail polish do you think you should choose if you want to bring about peace and prosperity?
Oh, I don't know.
I have never seen you wear this nail polish color, so...
Green.
How'd you know that?
Oh, I'm guessing.
It is green.
Oh, just a guess. Oh, you know what? Because green's like the hospital color. Isn't it like supposed to be very calming?
I don't see people with green nail polish very often.
Chloe's worn green before.
She has?
It's a little too youthful for me.
Yeah, it's the green nail theory that if you go green with your nail polish, I don't believe that your nail polish color is going to have any freaking effect on your life. But according to a beauty report from Google, that in March searches for green nail, they call it the green nail theory. So people have in March, there's a lot of searches for the so-called green nail theory, and it's believed that green nails, it is a way to peace, abundance, and that green nail polish increases serotonin. What?
So green, I've always heard, is one of the most soothing colors.
Yeah.
So it brings peace. And then green, abundance could signify the same color of money.
Well, it's peace and prosperity. And, prosperity, if you want to, take it literally, green for, greenbacks, green money, whatever, right?
You may come in, you'll come into some kind of financial security. You'll have some kind of peace and well-being and calm in your life with the color green. I don't buy any of it, but that might be where they're coming from.
Now, Michelle,
yeah,
I can't recall when you've ever had in years a colored nail polish. I mean,
I have over the years. Sometimes, like around the holidays or Valentine's Day.
When's the last time? Hold on. When's the last time you had red nail polish? I can't even remotely remember.
I did like a year ago.
Oh, a year ago.
Yeah. My nails were looking good. Whatever. And so I was like, it was the holidays coming up. And I thought, I'm going to go and put a color on my nails.
All right.
But, I think it reflects your mood too, right? So like maybe if you're already kind of feeling peaceful or whatever, you might go to that shade of green because
it attracts you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
whereas the red colors are like, kind of hot, sexy, romantic kind of thing.
Check this out. We got a couple guests in the studio here because they heard me talking about sparkling water. on the show a couple of weeks ago. So this guy named Derek represents this sparkling water brand that they're getting ready to launch. And he said, hey, we'd like to bring some sparkling water by. So we're talking about green, and out of the corner of my eye, I see him make a move for the green apple flavor.
Yeah.
See, that's what it means. That's what it means.
Hang on a minute. So look at this. I'm going to hold this up to MJ TV right now.
What's the name of it?
It's Savani. So Savani sparkling water, and their natural fruit flavored sparkling waters in the sparkling water category. And Derek, so this is, hang on, he opened up a green apple for me. We're talking about green. Hang on. Well, that's good. That's very green apple-y. It's like Granny Smith green apple-y. So Savani is, hey, Derek, grab the mic. Grab mic 2 over there.
Step up to the mic. Grab the mic. Put
and you got
close.
to get right on that thing. All right, so what is Savani? This is a new sparkling water brand?
Right, it's a new sparkling water brand. We're actually the only branded sparkling water in the U.S. that has organic juice in it.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
It's got the real organic juice in it. It's 4 to 5 grams of sugar, not added sugar.
All right, so you guys are trying to get into the same category with Spindrift
Correct.
and who are the other flavored sparkling water competitors?
There's Bubbly out there. The
Yep.
private labels are out there. LaCroix is out there.
Well, LaCroix is the one with the
yeah.
mystery ingredients, though. Like no one knows what is the flavoring, because there was some kind of thing on that a couple of years ago.
Correct.
So is this a local company?
So we're based locally here in Tampa. Charlie and I are based here in Tampa. Our founder, owner, it's a women-owned company. She's
wow.
based in Las Vegas.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And where's it canned?
So it's canned in California.
Right.
We have a facility there. We also have a facility in Wisconsin, and another one we're bringing online in Indianapolis because of the demand. It's just taken off.
It's in stores now.
Correct. Nationwide, but not here locally at Publix. We're working to get with them in August.
All right. Well,
So nationwide except for Tampa.
Well, they're local independents that do carry it, but not
Okay.
a major retail chain
Okay.
here. We're working on
that's
that.
a nice. I had the raspberry and the green apple to go with green nail polish.
Yeah.
So
Perfect timing.
hey, wish you the best.
Thank
and
you.
you brought us a bunch of cases of
You have
this stuff.
3 flavors: raspberry, tangerine, and green apple.
Correct. Unique flavors, too, and our founder is about the packaging, making sure it continues to be organic, and really a single fruit.
Has your founder looked into boysenberry?
We will make sure that's a recommendation.
Just look into it.
The R&D team is on it.
I've had some really good experiences with boysenberry at IHOP.
Oh, wait a sec. Andrew wants huckleberry.
Huckleberry,
Yeah.
boysenberry,
Right.
schnozberry.
Yeah, there you go.
We're looking at mango, a lemon, a lime.
I want crunchberry, like in Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
I
Not
want
sure.
I want crunchberry. That's what I want.
That sounds delicious.
Not sure that's organic,
That
but
sounds
It's
delicious.
not, and it's probably loaded up with red dye number 3 and 41 and 86 and all that crap. Hey, thank you.
thank you so much.
Savani. So look for Savani. Thank you. Very refreshing and crisp. I appreciate it.
Hold on, one more thing, MJ.
yeah.
we're going to leave you with a discount code as well.
Oh,
so for
okay.
Q105 listeners, we're going to put a discount code. I'll email it over to you, and we'll get that out as
Oh,
well.
thank you very
All right.
much.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
I appreciate it,
So
Derek.
the
Thanks.
discount code's just for MJ?
It is a Q105 discount code.
Yeah. So hold on a minute. One of our listeners wants to know where you can buy it right now in the Tampa Bay area.
So we'll get that list over to you because we're
Okay.
still expanding.
All right.
But we are working to get that store list out from our distributors.
Okay, let
Thank
us
you.
know.
I mean,
We
so
will let you know.
Derek, I guess, was listening, heard me talking about I like sparkling water. That's really all I drink.
That's really all he drinks.
I don't drink. There are no sodas in my house. It's only sparkling water. And thank you very much.
Thank you, and we'll keep you supplied. So when you run low, just let us know.
Awesome.
Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. Moving along here on the MJ Morning Show. I don't like subtitles.
Thank you, guys.
You guys can hang out for a bit if you want.
Hey,
or
hang out.
just,
You can leave, hang out. Either way, it's all the same to us.
I don't like subtitles. And my
Man.
kids, my God, it's driving me nuts. Chloe and Michelle are watching the Gilmore Girls last night. How old?
Yeah.
How old is the Gilmore Girls?
I don't know, maybe 15 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah, I'd guess 20 years.
All right, so you guys are watching the what's
That's our thing that we watch together.
what season are you on?
Season 1.
You're only on season 1.
Yeah.
How many seasons of the Gilmore Girls were there?
8, 9.
Wow, the
anyway.
Gilmore Girls are 25 years old. Came out in 2000.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
October of 2000 on USA Network.
It was USA? All right, so I
Okay, can I just point out, you don't like it, you're like, oh, this is awful. The same person who wrote this is the same person who wrote Maisel. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which you love.
I do like that. You know what? I think we still have to watch the last
We
season
do.
of that.
But, so when I'm watching this, I actually see like some of the same themes. And
Also, did Melissa McCarthy get her start?
She was in this, and that was 25 years ago. So this was probably one of the very first things she did. And she's really funny in it, too.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I walked into the house last night. I did a late walk, and I even walked the Publix to grab some items for my poke bowl. And I walk into the house, and Chloe and Michelle are in the living room, and they're watching the Gilmore Girls. And the subtitles, right? Whatever Chloe watches, she's got to have the subtitles on. And we've talked about this, that Generation Z, they want the subtitles. And I don't want subtitles. The only time I want subtitles if it's a foreign movie and I need the English translation. Other than that, the subtitles, they clutter up, they gunk up the screen. I don't.
You know who you blame? You know who to blame?
What?
Netflix. They've made me a convert. I put subtitles on everything I watch now.
Stop it!
And
Stop.
Then subtitles, and you could tell they're meant for hearing impaired and not just people who, I don't know why they would want it on, but it'll say like rising music.
Yes.
Or
because I need to know that the music
or sometimes it'll be like fast tempo spooky music.
Tepid music,
yeah,
or something like. Thank you. I need to know
a nature shot. And you can hear the river, like river flowing, creek
Mm-hmm.
flowing. So
crickets chirping.
So get this. I am an avid fan of Love Is Blind. We just finished season 8, Minneapolis.
Okay, you and your reality television garbage.
So good,
and
so good, and they put the words for the background music on there. So it's like you hear the dialogue, but then if they play like a Celine Dion song,
they're putting the lyrics.
They'll put the lyrics on there.
Yeah, far wherever you are, like
all
that?
along the bottom with like a little music sign on the side. Yes.
So then, do you sing along?
Well, because I'm like, now I know what the lyrics are. I'm like, oh look, I'm reading them right along.
The reason I'm bringing this up,
yeah,
is a new stat. Yeah. I hate the subtitles. Our kids, Julian and Chloe, want the subtitles. I hate the subtitles. So listen to this. Half of Americans, at least, so it's more. It's at least half of Americans use subtitles.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why is they claim that the audio is muddled. I don't find any audio muddled.
Oh, how many times do I say, can you rewind that? Because I didn't hear. We're watching Lonesome Dove.
But
what is that show we're watching?
The one I can't
Yellowstone.
stand?
Yeah, that one. How many times are we watching that?
Lonesome Dove.
Let me tell you something.
Yellowstone.
I think I could probably hear the audio on Lonesome Dove better than the audio sometimes on this Yellowstone. Because so many times on Yellowstone, I'll be like, what did they say? And you go, I don't know. And I'll have you rewind it, and you'll play it 3 times, and you will. That's the problem. See, you don't care if you miss a word or a line or something. You just must not be important. You keep going. I want to hear everything that's being said because I recognize that that might be something important. He might be saying, "Hey, I'm going to go shoot her," and you're just like, "What's happening? Why is he shooting her?"
Especially a show like Yellowstone where they're talking.
That's Kevin. When did Kevin Costner suddenly get this voice? When did that happen?
It's called acting.
Did he get throat chopped or something? When did he suddenly get? Somebody throat punched him.
Smoking the Marlboros.
Anyway, so it's rare most of the time, and maybe it's due to my occupation, and I'm very in tune to audio, and I hear things in songs, and that's why MP3s suck. That's why seriously, that's why a lot of streaming audio, it's just like Spotify and the quality, you just miss out on just so much information in the music because of compressed MP3s, and you're getting a fraction of the information that is the music. And you put on a pair of headphones and you listen to even a cassette from 1975, and it sounds better than the MP3s and some of the streaming crap that we have today musically. I'm being honest here. So I'm in tune. I usually don't need subtitles. Yeah, sometimes there's a word get buried in the mix and you got to roll it back and try to figure out what the hell they're saying. Sure. But more than half of Americans now use subtitles because of the what they say is the muddled sound, and I don't detect that much muddled audio, but I'm telling you right now that when a show is in your native language and you put the subtitles on like what my kids do, it's driving me freaking nuts. And by the way, Yellowstone has been a letdown. Has it been like good background entertainment for me? And
sure.
Yeah.
What do you think of my show?
But let me tell you the issue. The issue is that we were very, very late going to Yellowstone. All of our friends and everyone's been raving, oh my God, Yellowstone since like what, 2017 or something, whatever it was. And so Michelle and I just started watching Yellowstone at what, the beginning of the year?
Yes.
So like maybe January, and we're now on the second half of the final season. I think we have 2 episodes to go.
Oh, thank God.
And Michelle and I are in agreement here. We're in agreement. It's
kind of tedious. I don't like any of them. I know they have all these spinoffs going on, and I'm like, I don't like any of you enough to watch it.
I'll tell you what, that sister, I want to run her over with a stagecoach.
She'd get up and haunt you.
She drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Listen, are there some interesting surprises?
Yeah.
Like the hot babe lawyer guy that's shagging Jamie? What just happened to her? And
you like her?
Listen,
you like her?
She's
is that
attractive.
Right? Oh, is that right?
So, yeah,
so you didn't tell me that.
What?
You didn't say, oh, she's hot.
I
mean, she's had some pretty racy scenes, too. You had plenty of opportunity to let me know how much you like that girl. You didn't bring it up to me. What's going on? You know what? I don't know. We might not be able to. You're acting like this is background while you're doing your work.
Listen,
apparently, you're paying really good attention to those scenes.
All right, do you want me to take you to the train station? All right.
No, I don't want to go to the train station, but they were getting it on in his office.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there are some things I laugh out loud.
You didn't even say anything.
Let me show you my yellow wang.
Like when
yellow wang.
Like, this is how sick we are, right? We always laugh when that brother, who's not really a brother, gets a beat down. Man, when that girl comes and whacks him, we're like, what? Oh my God, what's wrong with him?
I was just about to say that. The dorky schmuck-faced brother, that Jamie, who's the attorney general of Montana. I mean, when the other brother comes in and just decks him and throws him across the desk and everything's flying. That's funny crap.
Oh, yeah.
But the hot lawyer babe from New
you
York.
like that one?
Well, she didn't have a good day yesterday.
No.
No.
You were sad to see her go? Kind of makes you not want to watch the last 2 episodes?
Hey, can we get directions to... Oops.
Yeah, really.
Oh, well, all right, so we're almost done with Yellowstone.
Okay.
And it's been entertaining for us, but it didn't live up to the hype that all of our friends were telling us about. Hey, Fester, this is right up your alley.
Lay it on me, baby.
So you're a Sam's Club guy. Sam's Club I'm a Costco member. I used to be Sam's Club.
Yeah.
But then those geniuses closed the South Tampa Sam's Club for some reason.
Sam's Club people and Costco people are like the Bloods and the Crips. I mean,
really?
We do not get along.
No.
That's not true.
I mean, I have a couple of Costco friends, but not many.
Oh, you stop.
Yeah.
That's not true. Anyway, Sam's, refresh my memory on Sam's. Sam's and Costco, they both have essentially the same hot dog and soda combo deal.
Yeah, I think Sam's lowered their price to like $1.36 or $1.40
to get below the $1.50 for.
I mean, but they're all about $1.50 for a wiener and a Coke.
So for decades, Costco has kept their hot dog and their soft drink. Now,
$1.50.
What is the deal? Costco was Pepsi and they're going to Coke, or
yes,
is that it, right?
They were Pepsi,
and now they're moving to Coke.
Yeah,
all right.
Apparently, it's a big deal.
They need to move to Savani.
Yeah,
is what they need to. Yeah,
it's available soon at Costco.
All right. So you got to get this.
I'm not a member of.
You got to get this in a Costco. No, but here's the deal. I thought this was interesting.
What's that?
That for decades, since 1985, that's 40 years. Yeah, 2025, 40 years. 40 years, Costco has had the hot dog and soda at $1.50, $1.50. So if you were to adjust for inflation, what do you think? If you look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics official inflation calculator, what do you think if you added to the $1.50 original price, and they're still holding that line, if you did the inflation calculator and all these years later, what should the hot dog and soda combo cost you at Costco?
Oh man, I don't know.
Any idea?
$6.50.
Oh, you're too high, man.
Is it really?
Oh.
I'm thinking like at a restaurant, a hot dog is usually like the cheapest thing on the menu.
Yeah, it's not that terrible. I thought the number was going to be a lot worse.
When you said that, I thought about having somebody serve you the hot dog like they do at Costco or Sam's Club, and then you have to go to a counter and order from somebody. And I thought about labor costs.
I thought it was going to be a whole lot worse. I guess just the food cost. I'm sure labor has gone up 100%.
Okay, so the bun costs 15 cents and the hot dog costs $2.
Right, so the $1.50 hot dog combo, if you adjust it for inflation, should be $4.55 today versus $1.50.
Okay. All right.
Now, do they lose money on that, or is it a break even? Or I don't know. I don't know if I've seen the cost breakdown.
I've always heard that it's a loss leader on wieners. It's to get people in, and to give them something to eat that doesn't cost a lot, and to make fun of them while they eat it because nobody can eat a hot dog classy.
And do you know how much time the average person spends inside a Costco? How much time? The average customer. You walk in, you show your little ID card at the front door, you walk around. How much time does the average customer spend inside Costco?
Dude, when I go to these stores and I'm in a hurry, I think I spend an hour and 15 minutes when I'm focused on getting one thing and getting the hell out of there.
You're over again. You're lost again.
Oh, I was going to guess that too.
Yeah, I was going to guess an hour.
37 minutes.
What?
Yep. The average person spends about 37 minutes.
You could be in line for 37 minutes.
Kidding, man.
And
I spend an hour. I want to see the guy spend zero.
What does the average person spend at Costco?
I'm going to be over on that too. $110.
You suck.
All right. Is it too high?
You double what the average person spends about $64.70.
How?
I know.
I spent $100 without even thinking.
I know.
At Sam's Club.
Most people spend $300 on crap they don't even need.
Dude.
They have $300 in their cart of stuff they didn't even know they needed when they walked in the front door.
I bought a TV just because I thought the size was cute.
Yeah,
I don't understand. What the hell are they going to do with that? I was like, oh, look how cute the size is.
There must be a lot of people going in and just buying one thing and getting out of there. And there are also the people who are spending less than 37 minutes in there.
Yeah,
and what is that one thing?
You walk in to get like a couple of food items, and next thing you know, you're walking out with a 5-gallon bucket of sauerkraut,
That's the deal, though. I mean, I don't want to go to Sam's Club to buy a gallon of milk.
Right.
By the time I park and walk way the hell back there and carry it up, wait in line, it's not worth the buck savings.
9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. This brings to a close this segment. We have the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next. Hey, a couple of economic indicators. I thought this was interesting. And we brought one of these up recently, but I keep getting plowed with this particular sector of the economy indicating that things are on shaky ground. But then there's also a fast food sales slump. Is that also an indicator? We'll get to that in just a second. Also, you know what we didn't get to? We didn't get to the USF stories and the concern, the empty gun case and some empty mags.
Like the second one in a week.
But then there was something else found in a parking lot. I'm not as concerned with the thing found in the parking lot. So what was found inside, what was found outside, two separate situations at USF. I shall weigh in next on the MJ Morning Show. Plus, I got some Hollywood junk. Demi Moore is talking. Ben Affleck and J-Lo have an update. Oh, and guess what movie is blowing up? There's a movie that is, it's been out, and the movie is blowing up all of a sudden. What movie are people flocking to watch in just the last couple of days? I shall tell you next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Hey, I've got some great news. Here we go. The final chunk of the MJ Morning Show, 9:32, Thursday morning. Tomorrow's Friday already. Michelle, do we have huge, big weekend plans? We're not traveling this weekend, right? We're here. We have nothing to do. Just chill out, relax.
Yes, just chill out and relax.
All right. We'll watch a couple of movies.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I've never seen and I wasn't really aware of? And this popped up in my feed. You know, Michelle and I both use Android, so we've got, the Google platform, the Android platform, and we use the Pixels. And on our phones, we have the news feed.
Right.
And if I swipe to the right, I get this whole feed. And it's like just story after story. And a lot of times, Andrew is the same thing because Andrew's Android, your iPhone. Andrew's got a Pixel now as well. But I get good stuff, and my news feed is pretty damn good. And last night, this movie comes up, and it's like, one of the greatest movies ever, one of the greatest gangster movies from all time.
All right, I'll bite. What is it?
And I got to be honest, I never freaking heard of this movie. And I'm like, what? And I said to Michelle, we got to watch this. The original movie was 4 hours and 29 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was cut down to like 3 hours and 29 minutes. But the problem in the U.S., when they released this movie, like in 1984, they cut it down to like an hour and 30 or an hour and 45 minutes or something. So remember Siskel and Ebert? Siskel and Ebert, they said that the original version of the movie, once the theatrical release outside of the United States was like 3.5 hours long, they said it was the absolute best movie of the year, like in 1984. And then they said that the U.S. version and the edit job was the worst movie of the year in 1984.
Yeah, I was about to say, you cut an hour out of the
Yeah.
movie. What are you missing?
The movie is, and people are saying, what freaking movie is it, MJ? Well, hey, I'm telling you. Once Upon a Time in America. And how the hell did I not know about this movie until 11:15 last night when I'm scrolling through my feed before bedtime?
I can tell you how I never heard of it is because it came out in 1984 when I was like 13 years old.
So, Once Upon a Time in America, IMDb has a list of the top 100 mafioso or gangster movies.
Right.
Not mafia, but gangster.
Yeah.
And they ranked number 12.
Yeah, it's number 12.
There you go.
Yeah, ask Michelle. I love the genre. And Michelle busts my butt on this, that I only like the Blues Brothers or Goodfellas or...
Not just me. Julian and Chloe, they know
Right.
that's the only thing you'll watch.
All right, so Fester just brought up, this is good. Thank you for bringing this up. Fester just brought up the top 100 gangster movies on IMDb. Number 1 is Goodfellas. Number 2 is The Godfather. Number 3 is The Godfather 2. See, I would flip those. I think The Godfather 2... Certainly, The Godfather 2 is the greatest sequel ever made to any movie.
Yes.
But I still think Godfather 2 is better than Godfather 1. All right, number 4 is The Departed. That's a phenomenal movie. Number 5 is Pulp Fiction. Fantastic. Number 7 is A Prophet. Have I seen that?
You missed number 5 is City of God.
Yeah, you missed number 5.
I'm
6
sorry.
is Pulp Fiction.
All right, number 5 is City of God. I don't think I've seen that either.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar.
2002.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction I've seen. A Prophet, I don't think we've seen that. Number 8 is Scarface. Of course, I've seen that. Number 9 is The Usual Suspects. Number 10 is The Irishman, and I really like that. A lot of people did not, but I like The Irishman. Number 11, Miller's Crossing. That's a great... we have to rewatch that. I haven't seen that in 20-something years.
Were we just talking about that for some
Yes.
reason?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
When you messed up Walter's Crossing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I called it Miller's Crossing.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I knew that Walter's Crossing were the Target and the Home Depot. I know that's Walter. I was making a joke.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm calling it Miller's Crossing. And then number 12 is Once Upon a Time in America. Number 13, Boys in the Hood. That's a good movie. Number 14, Elite Squad 2, The Enemy Within. I've never seen that. Number 15, Reservoir Dogs. Absolute classic. Fantastic, Mr. Pink. Number 10, Road to Perdition. I've seen it. It's been a long time. Elite Squad, the first one, is number 17.
I never even heard of Elite Squad.
Casino is only 18. That's BS. Casino is top 10. In fact, some people argue that Casino is better than Goodfellas.
Okay, so hold on. Mafia movies, yes, but these are gangster movies,
Right.
which is a different genre
Yeah.
than
Right.
mafia.
Number
movies.
19, The French Connection, Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Phenomenal movie, Popeye. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all 100, but...
No? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hang on, Andrew
You
wants
got
me to...
7 minutes left. Let's go. Let's see if you can finish it.
No, Andrew wants me to grab line 5. It's Sean in Bradenton. Sean, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing fine, Sean. What's up?
Yeah, my sister was in that movie. She did a film part with her.
Whoa, your sister was in what movie? The Once Upon a Time in America? Hold on. Your sister's in Once Upon a Time in America?
Yeah, she was in that movie with Robert De Niro. It was a film part they did at Don Cesar. And they call them, I guess, the Floozies back then. She was his side chick for the staying at the Don Cesar.
Hold on. Well, you're telling me that they actually shot part of this movie in St. Petersburg as well?
Yeah, they shot it all around the world. New York, I think over in Europe somewhere, and then they did a scene at the Don Cesar. My sister was laying next to Robert De Niro. She was his girlfriend for the time he was.
Did she get a part in Cocoon as well?
No, just Once Upon a Time in America.
What is your sister's name? What is she credited as in the movie?
You know what? I don't know what the name was. I was so little. I just remember riding the elevator with Robert De Niro. I didn't know who he was.
Hold on. Well, you rode an elevator at the Don Cesar with Robert De Niro?
Yeah, I didn't know who the heck he was. I was just a teenager, and my dad said, "That's Robert De Niro. That's Robert De Niro."
Did he say, "You looking at me? You're looking at me? You're looking at me?"
Right?
Yeah.
Wait, was her name Deborah in the movie?
You know what? I really don't know. It was so long ago. I mean, her regular name was Lisa, but we had to go up there for almost three weeks in a row every day for like a 5-minute shot.
Wow. And how old were you?
Well, I'm 54 now. I think I was in my middle teenager. So.
Well, it's not that young.
No, so he would have been my age, like 13 or 14.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, thanks for sharing. Michelle, I'm going to watch the movie this weekend. So, hey, thanks for checking in.
It was a good movie. At that time, I wasn't allowed to watch it. Neither was my sister because there was a few naked shots in there. So our parents kept us away from the movie, but we were allowed to see just the clip that she was in.
Wait, what's her first name only?
Lisa.
Lisa.
Oh, I don't
She was
see
in
her on the
a
list.
pageant. She She was Miss Florida. We used to travel around, so the agent she was, modeling with at the time had got her that gig being in the movie.
How's your sister now?
What's that?
How's your sister today?
Oh, great.
What does she do? Does she still act in movies, or what does she do?
No, she owns 2 nail salons. She does all nails for high-end clients. She was doing Leanne Hemsley's nails before she got locked up in the prison for all that.
Oh, Leona. Yeah, taxes are for little people. Leona Helmsley, right?
Yeah, she used to do her nails on the beach with 2 bodyguards right in front of her own hotel in Sarasota.
Wow. Where does your sister live now?
Manatee County, right there by the bridge on the ocean.
Ah, fantastic. All right, hey, thanks for checking in, buddy. I appreciate it.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too.
That's cool.
You never know. Never know who you're going to get on the phone. All right. I mentioned the economy, and speaking of nail salons, and the fact that Lisa, I guess, owns nail salons these days, we had talked about this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. We even took some phone calls on this, and I don't think that locally many. Did we ask customers whether are you cutting back on getting your hair? Yeah, that's what it was.
Wasn't there a term for it?
Yeah. Well, one of the economic indicators that the economy is kind of softening a bit and things aren't great are that people stop going to a hair salon or nail salon as frequently, that they'll stretch out their hair appointments and their nail appointments to save money. And I had another story yesterday. Longer hair, nails at home, fewer facials, that the economic warning signs are flashing for salons across the country. So this is another story out yesterday from NBC News and CNBC.
It was a story on recession hair, but we had a bunch of callers call in, and they were like, no, they're not experiencing it at all.
Did we take calls from salon owners or stylists?
Yes.
And then also people to ask if you've been...
One of the callers, I think, was she owned the salon where, people rent their booth out. And she was like, they're busy.
Yeah.
She's not experiencing or observing any, downtime with these stylists.
And then the other thing is, as far as food, restaurants, Chipotle is now seeing a sales slump. And they're tying this to recession fears. You have some economic experts that are saying we are in recession right now, that we have actually entered recession and we are in a recession economically right now. But Chipotle Mexican Grill yesterday, they tempered their annual comparable sales growth forecast as sticky inflation and economic uncertainty forces consumers to dine out less. So the actual shares, the stock price for Chipotle was down like 3% yesterday after hours, as the company was expecting annual comparable sales growth to be only in low single-digit range compared to a much higher guess.
Well, I've always considered Chipotle as like an elevated fast food.
Listen, Chipotle is certainly above Taco Bell.
Sure, right. But then when you start looking at other restaurants like, Applebee's having a $9.99 burger and drink and fries, there's not that much difference between Applebee's and Chipotle on price.
On to the USF thing, and I might have just mentioned this in passing earlier this week, but you got 2 USF stories on the heels of the FSU maniac shooting last week. And by the way, Michelle's been marveling that there's kind of been a blackout of information, that a lot of times when you have these mass shooting stories or you have a situation, it's just really a barrage of new info and data and stories over, weeks. And it just seems that, and I agree that
it dropped off.
It's dropped off, and we don't have a lot of new information regarding the shooter and where he is. And
that's what makes it remarkable to me, is that ordinarily the shooter's dead, right? The shooter's killed by the law enforcement officers. In this particular instance, he was shot, but he's in the hospital. So you would think that we would have quite an abundance of more information coming out. First, it was, a deputy that was the father. Then it was the mother. Now it's the stepmother.
Yeah.
I read where she was worried or had some concerns about him before. But now, nothing. It's like radio silence. We don't know whether he's still in the hospital, whether he's disclosed the why of it. Did he target people? Like, what is going on? Usually you have a couple of the law enforcement officers making like a statement letting us know, like, okay, he's been released. Now he's still in custody. He's in jail for whatever. He's going to have no bond. What's happening?
Yeah.
So yesterday we learned he was shot in the jaw.
What?
Yeah.
He was shot one time.
Yeah.
He was shot in the mouth.
Wow.
So listen, he's still in the hospital, I think. Is he chained to a hospital bed? They got him cuffed to the railing?
It sounds like a headshot that was off by 3 inches.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the USF issue, 2 stories. One was like a gun case and magazines found in one of the buildings on the USF campus, an empty gun case and empty ammo magazines were found on campus over the weekend. It was last Saturday. And campus police are saying that there's no active threat, but why the hell would there be an empty gun case and empty magazines inside one of the USF buildings?
Would it have been something that wasn't newsworthy, but because of the FSU tragedy?
Listen, certainly there's a heightened awareness, but I think it's newsworthy because why would there be a gun case and magazines? It doesn't mean there's any kind of imminent threat. And then the second story, I'm much less concerned about this, was earlier this week, a bullet casing, an empty shell, a spent round was found in a parking lot. And listen, that could come from anywhere.
Yeah.
You go to the range and you got a shell that ends up in the cuff of your pants or wherever,
right?
Or it's in your car. It's it's stuck in the groove of your shoe. I've had that happen before, where you step on a bullet casing at the range and you got a spent casing is stuck in like your shoe.
How big are the grooves in your shoe?
Yeah, it's happened to me, but it was like a boot or something.
Okay.
This was a while ago.
A boot?
Yeah.
When do you wear boots?
Listen, I like a work boot occasionally.
Okay.
I like a work boot. No,
when?
So I'm telling you, it happened.
When is this boot?
You call me up next time you put on a boot so I can take a picture because I'll never see that again.
I'm telling you, it happened to me a long, long time ago. So I'm not as concerned with the bullet casing that could have fallen out of someone's car. I mean, I don't think that's also an imminent threat that an empty spent bullet casing was found.
I'm much more concerned with your choice of footwear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back to this boot.
I don't wear. I'm telling you that, Michelle. I have those Italian.
I have those fancy Italian.
No, they're not fancy. It's like a winter. What is the boot that I have that I got for the snow and everything?
The Technicas?
No, I have Technicas, but then I bought another one up in New York when the big snowstorm happened in 2016 or whatever.
Not
starts with a Z. Yeah, but those have some treads where a bullet
Yeah.
casing can get stuck in that thing.
Because you're wearing those sno boots all around Florida.
Ski boots in Florida at the University of South Florida. Yeah, great. Yeah, go Bulls. Ski boots.
Stop it. I didn't say it was a ski boot.
It's a snow boot.
Snow boot. Apologies.
So, what movie is exploding? Finally, on the MJ Morning Show today. Did I tease? Yeah, I guess I teased some other things as well. All right, let me try to blast a couple of these things out. What movie in the last couple of days is exploding? The number of views, the number of streaming hours going through the freaking roof. Any idea? Come on, it's easy.
There's only one thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, hello.
Pope Joan.
All right, what?
You never saw Pope Joan? Oh, it's set in the Middle Ages about how a female rises to the Pope.
It's not Pope Joan.
Yes, that's one of the movies that's on the list to watch, by the way.
But no, the one that's exploding is Conclave.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
No,
well,
the recent Oscar-nominated movie from last year, Conclave.
Boo.
Why are you pooping over there?
I don't like that one. I think we got to go watch some others instead. I think this Pope Joan, I read about it yesterday, Fester. You're right.
Pope Joan, great.
It's really
movie.
good. Mm-hmm.
But no, Conclave, obviously, because that's the whole selection of the Pope process, and now it's going to happen in real life.
The new Pope selection, the Conclave, is set to begin somewhere between like May 5th and May 10th. And the viewership for the Conclave movie from 2024 was up 283% on Monday following news that the Pope...
I'm sorry, they offered it for free. Did you see that?
Is that why?
Yeah, Netflix offered it. It's on Netflix, right? I read it. They offered it for free.
Well, what do you mean?
If it's on Netflix, it's already free.
Yeah.
No, for like or is it on Prime? Yeah, it was offered for free.
Okay.
Was it Netflix or Prime? Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, there
yes,
you go.
Amazon Prime offered it for free for non-Prime members.
Oh, wow.
So anybody could watch it for free.
Just for that one day?
I'll
watch it tonight. I mean,
yeah.
I have an elevated interest in watching this movie now that the Pope's kicked the bucket.
Okay, but can I also say? So then I read it.
Dude, you're a bad Catholic. Why would you put it that way? That's terrible.
How else should he?
I'm a terrible Catholic.
Yeah, you're an awful Catholic.
He's going to be 6 feet under in about 6 days.
You ought to be excommunicated.
I should be. Yes.
Also, so I read 2 different things about that conclave.
Yeah.
One, somebody who has never been a part of it, some professor at University of Miami, said more or less that's how it happens.
Yeah.
And then somebody who was a part of the last selection of picking Pope Francis said, not so much. Not really that accurate.
That's 2 different stories then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Conclave was great. I thought the movie was riveting. I thought it was very well done. I'm a big Stanley Tucci fan. And by the way, why the hell did CNN cancel the Stanley Tucci Italy series where it's Stanley Tucci finding Italy? Why'd they cancel that?
Because he's bald.
Well, no, that's not true. So they cancel Stanley Tucci apparently for budget cuts, and now they have Eva Longoria running around Spain doing the same damn thing.
Because she's beautiful with luscious hair. Who would you rather watch eating? Stanley Tucci
what the hell?
or Eva Longoria?
All right.
I'll watch that on mute.
All right, we got to roll. All right, I did tease a couple of things, but we're out of time. Folks, have a great, phenomenal Thursday. The Cash Kitty is next. In 9 minutes, the Cash Kitty is back. Your chance to win $1,000. So right after the break, stand by for the Cash Kitty in just minutes here on Q105, 104.7 FM. And we'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show. And let's be careful out there.
Download the app now. Get the Q105 app and listen to us anywhere. Powered by...